I know last time there was a certain sequence that we had to do so it
Okay.
wouldn't fuck up. All right, let's see. Is it streaming? Yes. Start virtual cam. Yes, there I am. Okay,
All
perfect.
right.
Let me slide over.
So what are you drinking? I have to know before we begin.
Orange vod juice.
Nice.
I don't know
Getting your
if
vitamin
you're,
C.
yeah, I don't know if you're a fan of The Office, but
I love The Office.
nice. We can talk about that. Let me see. Where am I? Stupid ass screen. All right. All right. Are you
This is a
ready?
great way to start. I love it.
It's a fucking monitor right there. I totally forgot about it. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Here we go. Let me click go live. Check, mic check, mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Quarter After Five podcast. We got a special edition 99 time capsule. I got a friend from all the way back in 1992. I dug up some old photos because another friend got the most embarrassing photos she could find, quinceañeras, volleyball pics. We got them all, ladies and gentlemen. we're gonna make her blush. We're gonna make her blush with her bourbon. Blush her with bourbon. That's today's episode. I got a good friend. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Adriana Dominguez. What's up?
Hey, George. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to
Terrified
see you
about
too.
today.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot if there was anything off limits that we couldn't talk about, but too late
It's okay.
now.
I'll let you know.
Okay, here we go. We need a safe word or something like that. But I'm super excited. Okay, so what have you been up to? What's been going on with you?
Well, I teach at UTEP. I'm an assistant professor and I'm the director of the theater programs there. So I've been there for a bit. I live in El Paso, love it. I have a little girl. She's 6, and I've been married for almost 9 years. So that's what I've been doing.
Damn. And did you say El Paso?
I did.
Oh, damn. You put a little twist on it. Okay.
Heaven forbid.
Okay, so you've been married for 9 years. Congratulations. How old is your girl?
She's 6.5. She will make that very clear. 6.5.
6.5. Okay, because I remember you posted something about first grade. You had to teach her first grade.
Yeah. So she's doing virtual school, and it's been rough. She really needs that engagement, and we're trying. Like it's rough. Like I could not be an early childhood teacher. Like that's why I didn't go that route. There's no way. I leave it to the experts.
Okay, so you teach at the university level, specifically like what? I don't know. Do I say subject? What class? I know.
Courses.
Course. What course? Okay, what courses do you teach?
So it depends. It depends on the semester. So this semester I'm teaching Theater History 1 and Theater History 2. I also sometimes teach Chicano theater, women in drama, theater practicum. I want to teach script analysis next semester. So it depends on what our students need. But definitely theater-based, very much text and history-based are kind of my areas.
Damn. Okay. Very nice. All right. Well, this is what we're going to do, okay? A little bit of inside baseball. Oh, no, we're not going to do that yet. Don't worry. We're going to get nice and sauced, all right?
Awesome. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and ramble about some dumbass shit, and then you go ahead and log into your Facebook and then share it on your timeline, okay?
Okay.
I already tagged you in it, so you got to do that right now, okay?
Okay. I'm grabbing my phone right now.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is George White, and then I'm doing this thing called 99 Time Capsule where I interview old friends, and then we talk about basically how dope I was growing up, how awesome I was, just all the great memories of me and how amazing I was and amazingly talented and intelligent. And then we talk a little bit about what they've been up to. That's kind of okay. That's kind of decent. You know, it's whatever. And then I'm just waiting for Adriana to give me a thumbs up. I can see her on Zoom, but no one can see her because you're just looking at me and listening to me, just rambling on like a. There we go. She shared it. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you. Technology. Okay, so we're sipping on some adult beverages. My wife got this amazing glass. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see some Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter. Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh, that's one of the books that I was trying to use to prop up the iPad.
That's so funny.
This out.
Yeah, so I need some adult beverages right now. Okay.
For sure.
So you you got your PhD in New York?
No, I got my master's in New York. My
Yeah.
PhD is from New Mexico State
Oh,
University.
NMSU. Okay, so
Yeah,
how?
so I was working and going to school at the same time, which is no fun.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you were working at UTEP and then going to.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, driving over to classes and trying to do all
it's
that
like a
stuff.
45-minute drive. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but not after you like done the whole day.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
okay, I can relate. So what was it like living in New York?
yeah, I loved it. I mean, let's see, right before I think we graduated from high school, my parents took me and my sisters to New York. It was kind of like our last family trip because I think my oldest sister was just about to get married. So it was kind of our last time, the five of us together. And so we went, and it was the best thing ever. And I remember doing one of those red apple tours. And like, we're like driving, and I was like, I want to live here. Like, I want to live here. And that was, at the end of high school. And then I just had to figure out like a safe way to do it because I knew I didn't want to be like a starving artist, and I needed to make sure that someone would know like if I died. So I figure like if I go to school, like people will notice maybe that I didn't show up to class. So I went to NYU, and it was amazing. I mean, granted, I knew nobody when I moved there. I was like, oh, a city of 8 million people, no, zero. Like I knew nobody, and it was terrifying because my parents helped me take like my stuff up there, and then when they left, I was like, all right, like I don't know anybody in this city, but I think it was great. I think it really allowed me to figure everything out, from learning that you need a little cart when you go grocery shopping when you don't have a car. Like the first time that I went and I got like milk and fruit, like my arms were like shaking when I was walking back to the apartment because I didn't know. And so then I bought my old lady cart from after that point. And so, for me as a theater person, it was wonderful because I got to go to the theater 3 or 4 times a week. And not that I could afford it, like for sure, like I could not afford it. I couldn't afford it now, but I couldn't afford it then. But a lot of us in my program, we were working like doing internships at theater companies. And so we would usually get 2 free tickets to everything our theater company was doing. And so we'd exchange. Like, oh, I have a ticket to this, wants to go to that. So I got to see a lot. I would also volunteer to like be an usher at different theaters so I could see the show for free. So it was great. Like I loved it. But I think as I was wrapping up, because it was a 2-year program, I started not to like it. Like I was one of those people getting mad at tourists. Like, get on my, I mean, I wouldn't say it. Of course I wouldn't say it. But it's like, get out of my way. Or like, I need to like, just move, like take a picture later. And I was like, that's not who I am. Like that's not the person that I am. And then also, it's a really expensive city. Like my first year, like I lived in a box, and I mean a box. Like I lived in a shared studio. So you're sharing a box with someone else.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I think my half of the rent was $1,900. Like that's ridiculous. And what did I have to show for it? Like nothing, except that I lived in Manhattan, but it was not near it wasn't near a subway line. It wasn't near a bus line, nothing. And so I was like, yeah, this is not sustainable. And I always knew that I wanted to come back. Like I knew I wanted to get everything that I could out of New York and then come back. So I think all of those things really made it happen because I got the experience. I felt like I was kind of done with it. I knew that financially that's no. And then I love, this community. So it kind of worked out for me to come back after that.
That's awesome. And then so you're bringing a lot of that knowledge and then imparting it onto your students then.
Yeah, or I'm trying. Trying.
Yeah. Okay. So are a lot of them kind of obsessed with going to LA or going to New York, and you're like,
for sure. I think a lot of them, it's that idea. But I think now that there's so much access to information, you don't have to always just go to New York or LA. Like there's smaller, large markets, Chicago or the Dallas area, Atlanta is becoming huge, in terms of film. And so it's like, maybe start there. Get some lines on your resume. Maybe you don't have to spend as much, and then if you want to, absolutely. But I think I definitely, when I was younger, it was like New York was the place for theater. Like that's the only place that existed, at least in my mind. Was New York.
Yeah, for sure. And then if you want to do theater, like I guess legit acting, you go to New York. And if you want to become a star or do commercials and stuff like that, you go to LA. But it's kind of funny because it sounds very similar to stand-up comedy. So everyone wants to go to New York, LA, maybe even Boston and Chicago, and then just jump, head first into a pool where they don't even know like the depth of the water, if there's even any water in there. And then it's just
Right.
like master your craft in your small community, and then
Right.
go, and then also get on the radar of people who are touring or passing through. And then when you head out there, you can just be like, hey, what's up, you got any spots? And they're like, oh yeah, I remember you were hilarious. And then they'll hook you up with spots. So
No, absolutely. Yeah, you have to be really good, like really good to go out there and compete in those spaces, and also have some savings when you go. Because like,
Yeah.
First and last month's rent is due. You have to have that money, and it's like, oh well, you need to go with like $5,000, which is ridiculous, but you need to have at least that,
Yeah,
like for rent.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's crazy. Okay, and then so that's what you tell your students. Then you don't discourage them. You tell them to go to a
I
smaller
don't
market first.
because I mean, and they're each going to do what they want to do. I also remind them, because to me it was an amazing experience. Like, I never felt unsafe. I never felt like unwelcome. I mean, I loved it. I love living there. And I mean, there were some times where I'm like walking home at like 3 a.m. because I couldn't afford a taxi, and there was no bus lines or subway lines near where I lived. And I'm like, this is probably not the smartest thing to do. And if I make it, like, I'll be super cool. And then I made it, so it was okay. But I definitely let them know that these are experiences that can never be taken away. Like for me, I'm still paying my loans from that experience, but they can take my house, my car, but they can't take the experience away from me. Because again, I think for me, since I was born and raised here, and then I went to school here, for undergrad, I think it really, in a selfish way, like I allowed myself to prove it to myself that, yeah, I can do this. Like I can totally function completely on my own and have to figure everything out. And I think for me, like developing as a young person, I think that was really important.
And you did it. Congratulations.
And I made it, and I'm still paying for it.
Yes. It doesn't matter. You still did it.
Every month they remind me.
Yeah, they remind you of New York. You just take out your photos while you pay your bills.
Thanks. Right, while I cry. And I eat like, crackers because I have nothing else.
And then so how long was the program at NMSU?
So that one, 5 years. It took me 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah, because it was 4 years. 4 years of coursework, and then about a year of dissertation writing, defending, all of that stuff.
So yeah. So let's do some quick maths. 4 years of undergrad, 2 years of your master's, and then 5 years. So that was 11 years. So you just finished up 9 years ago.
I did, yes. Ish. Wow, good math, George. Well done.
Oh, quick maths.
Well done.
Oh, I know what's up. Thank you, Mr. Long. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So nice and so patient.
He was an amazing man. He was an amazing man, especially with all those low-hanging fruit people calling him Ned Flanders. It was like, come on, really?
He was amazing, and I was horrible at math, so he was so kind. Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. Who was your favorite teacher in high school?
Like I love Miss Mullins because she was my theater teacher. Like, yeah, and I still keep in contact. And she was just texting me about stuff today, which is cool.
Where's she at?
Like, I'm like, she lives here. She had so once she left to Andrus, I think she left maybe a year or two after we graduated, and then she moved to Chapin and was their student activities person for several years, and then she's retired. So no, I mean, she was amazing, but I think like we had some really good teachers. I think there were a couple that were like, but I think overall, we had some amazing teachers in high school, like Miss Phillips for English.
I loved her.
And I think I also loved, because again, I was in theater and she had a lot of creative projects. And so that really, I was like, okay, I can shine here. And even like the subjects that I didn't do well, or I just couldn't, like physics with Mr. King, or what was it, chemistry with Miss Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Like they were so nice though. Like they were so helpful. I remember, I don't know when I took physics. I want to say it was senior year. I don't remember. But like I was in tutoring so often because I was like, I just like math and science together. Like, it's not for me. Like it's not. But he was just so nice. And I don't know if I ever really understood it, but I really tried. And Mr. King was super nice.
Yeah, he was awesome. He had a ton of projects. And then we had senior English together, right? With Miss Phillips.
Miss Phillips. Yes. I loved her so much. Yeah. Mr. Curlis was cool. He ended up he ended up helping out with theater a lot starting my junior year. I think it was my junior or senior year. I don't really remember. But he totally owned his space, you know, and he was great. And I loved, again, he had a lot of creative projects too, which I really, you know,
Well, okay,
appreciated.
so I don't know if you remember, so you did Haikyuu as well, right?
Yeah.
I wish we had that footage. Oh, I wish someone had recorded it.
Oh, no, like that. I was like, now that's a way to really embarrass yourself. Like, yes, be on TV, like as a nerd, one, and then know nothing. Awesome.
And then get
that's
crushed.
a great combo.
Yeah.
I don't even know who we played. I think maybe I got the one thing I think I remember one answer that I got right was about like marinara sauce. And I was like, yep, I know food. Like that I can do.
Well, I just remember the host had on jeans. Like he had on a jacket, a white shirt, a tie, and then jeans. And I was like, that is the weirdest thing ever. But then it made sense because you're never going to film below.
See the others.
And I was like, oh, okay. Janae says, what's up? Luis Chinea says.
Janae, Luis, oh my gosh.
Yeah, he says Mrs. G and Mr. King. And then
yes, they were so good.
And then Robert Young. Do you know Robert Young?
Robert Young.
I don't know. Maybe he's calling me a freak.
Okay.
Yeah, because he okay. He does theater in Las Cruces. So I thought maybe your paths had crossed, but no, he's most definitely calling me a freak. But no, okay, yeah. So Haikyuu, Mr. Curlis had the buzzers. Do you remember those apparatuses? And then so for Mrs. Phillips' class, she was like, "All right, you have to do a project talking about." I forget what it was, and then so it was me, Adam, Henry, and Tamara Taylor, and then we did Celebrity Jeopardy, but like in the future. And then I was like Sean Connery Jr. or something dumb like that, and it was so. And then I just remember like Mrs. Phillips, just like, okay, you guys are weird, but you did the project. And then I remember having a big brown blanket, and I brought my guitar, and I kind of did like parody songs like Adam Sandler. And then it was for what is it's like old English. It's
the Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury Tales, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah. Now that you're describing it, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a bunch. And then the last one I remember is whenever we got chocolate pudding, because there was one dude who in some play he wanted to kiss the girl. And then I guess the girl was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Close your eyes. And then like got her brother's butt and then and then he kissed the brother's butt. And then so we did that where I was the guy who wanted to kiss, and then I got chocolate pudding and then put it all over my face. And like he shat in my face. And so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you got 100. I am sure.
Oh yeah. 100. Well, I also cheated a ton in that class. I don't know if you remember you, Adam. No, it was me, Adam, and Henry sat around you. Mm-hmm. And then we would always try to look off your paper. So
you didn't want to be my friend at all. The truth comes out, George. Thanks. That's the way I like to end my days.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. This has been a special edition of How to Ruin a Friendship with 20-year-old T, spilling that tea. Yeah. So, okay. So those are your favorite teachers. What about some of your favorite memories from high school? Do you was it student body? What is it? Presidents, leaders? What were you guys?
Well, we were. What's that called? Student body managers.
Managers. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I mean, I think for me, I enjoyed school, like not necessarily the studious part, but just like all the other activities around it. So I was in a bunch of stuff just because I thought Andrews was awesome and I wanted to make it awesome. And I guess I thought I could or something. And so, I mean, I love being a student body manager because we got to do a lot of the, events. Again, since I was in theater, I love doing all the plays. I was lucky to be in all of them when I was in high school. So
weird flex, but okay. Oh, okay, Little Miss. I was in all the plays. Oh, okay.
You know what? I'm gonna need some more. Okay, I'm just gonna bring like a whole bottle, and that's it.
Oh shit, that's so funny. Okay, you were in all the plays. I'm sorry.
Oh God, George. I don't even know what I was saying now because you just broke my heart again. Like, wow. I think that's what we should do. We're just like this little tally. Like, how many times you're gonna break my heart, and that'll do it.
A little ticker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're talking about your favorite memories.
Oh no, I mean, I'm trying to think of like favorite ones. I don't know if I have favorite ones. I mean, they're probably going to revolve around theater. Like if we, traveled somewhere or, we did really well or something like that. But again, then you're going to break my heart about it. So I don't know if I want to talk about it. I don't know if I'm comfortable anymore doing that.
Well, Janae said that she loved Mr. Curlis.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, my buddy Mark. I don't know if you remember Mark Shardella, if you knew him, but he's on the East Coast now. And then Luis Chinea said he's still cheating on papers to this day. And then Robert Young said he called me a freak. So I guess we can take that one off the tally on your end. Yeah, he didn't call you a freak. Yeah.
Phew, sweating it.
Oh, shit. You know, I kind of want to do it right now. Let's do it.
What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do?
It's time for reals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new segment that I want to start because of Sonia Gonzalez Ortega. She came up with a great idea to just bombard me with all these old school photos when I told her that I was going to interview you. So here we go. Let's see.
Good Lord. I don't even.
Where we at? There we are. There we are. All right. I got to take that off. All right. Here we go. We got Adriana Dominguez. What year is this? What's going on here?
96. So that was my quinceañera. So that was the 15th birthday. So yeah, that had to be 96. The end of the second half of our freshman year.
Okay. All right. Quinceañera.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Oh my God. You know, like Sonia, send me some of these pictures. I don't even think I have them anymore. Please.
Oh man, I don't even know how to zoom on this thing.
That's okay. There is nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong.
That is okay.
All right. Who are those lovely ladies? Who are they?
So if we're starting from a couple of family members, but if we start at the farthest edge, that's Stephanie Velasco.
Oh yeah,
and then there's
volleyball.
Sonia. And then there's Vanessa Campos. Then next to her is Dana Alden. And then next there is my cousin Patricia Amaro. And then next is Kelly Price.
Oh dang.
And then and then my two cousins, Linda and Diana, are there in the front.
Yeah, Kelly is actually in the chat. She says she thinks she was the only non-Catholic.
We welcome all.
All right, and then who are these dashing gentlemen?
So, which way are we starting? Okay. Oh, we're starting at the edge.
Is that
I want to
Luis?
say no.
Oh, okay. That looks like
I can't see the photo that well, so I can't tell. Is that Renee? Maybe. No, that's not Renee. Somebody help me. I don't remember. But if I start next to me, like my chambelán was David Pascale.
Oh.
And then next to him is he's now my brother-in-law, Bernie Flores.
Oh damn.
And then next is his last name is Carlos Resendes. And then Renee, I can't remember his last name. And then next is Danny Aguilar, I think that's his last name. And then next is Victor, right? It's Victor, Sonia, if you're there. Is that Victor Lopez? I think it was Victor. And then next, I want to say his name was Tommy. But Stephanie would probably know because that was her partner.
Yeah, I see. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right.
My God.
Here we go.
Oh my God. Cool. And I just want to. So this is only happening to me, or are you going to do this to other people?
Okay, so I saw that you had a family photo on Facebook and you had tagged everyone. So I wanted to go in there and be like, hey, everyone, I'm looking for embarrassing anecdotes and photos. But then I think there wasn't enough time. But this is something that I plan on doing with everyone.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm not alone. Okay,
yeah, no.
Cool.
No, you're not alone. For reals. All right.
For reals. All right. So that has to be 8th grade. That has to be 8th grade because that was track. Why I was in track, like, do I like to run? No. Like, unless like someone or something is after me, no. But I think I was in it because my friends were in it. Like, I don't fall for other peer pressure. Like, no, join a team. That's the peer pressure I fall for. Yeah. So, like, because Janae was in it, Sonia, Christy Wavers. I did.
We'll get to everyone. We got
cool.
group photo. Yeah, we got a group photo.
Oh God. And so and I think I did like the hurdles, like me with little baby legs. Like, why would I be in hurdles? I don't know. Did I do very well? Absolutely not.
Okay, so
like, oh God.
I remember you always had bangs or fringe. I don't know, whatever it's called, but
I did have bangs.
When did you stop that?
Did I have bangs in high school? I don't even remember. No, I didn't. I think maybe for part of it I did, and some of it I didn't.
Maybe, let me see.
Like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But definitely not in college, because in college I didn't have time. Like, I would just put my hair up and yeah. And then I actually did bangs again for a little bit because I figured like, oh, I want to look younger, because I felt like after having a baby, I was like, I'm just so tired. Yeah. And then now during quarantine, I was like, I don't care. Like, we're done.
Oh, no, you didn't have bangs.
Yes, Janae, you were the one. It was Janae's fault. I saw her post. Yes, it was your fault, Janae. That I'm trying to jump over these things with baby legs and no running skills at all.
I convinced you all. Yep.
Peer pressure from the GT crowd.
With her ADHD. Yeah.
Oh.
That's so funny. All right, here we go.
Oh no.
Oh, see, it's a little bit blurry.
Oh my gosh, that was Future Teachers of America, right? We went on a trip to Austin, I think.
Oh damn, you lucky.
That was Felicia, Adina, Janae, Sonia.
I think that's Jackie Aguilar.
Aguilar, you're right. Me, and then Samantha?
Maybe. That's the only one I don't recognize. Yeah.
I want to say his name is Samantha, but I don't remember. Oh my gosh. Cool kids on the lawn of something. Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Adina looking all Pentecostal and shit. All right. Oh my God. Baggy clothes.
Yes. I want to go back to that. I think I would feel better.
Yeah, Janae said that was Austin. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Why are we... Oh, wow. This is hardcore.
Yeah, I don't know how to zoom in, but there you are right there.
Good Lord. Yes, I'm pretending that I'm running. Yeah, I'm on the track team. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Jennifer. Okay, so...
Jennifer. Okay,
yeah,
yes.
she said Sonia.
I think she was just there one
Janae.
year. Maybe?
Yeah, see, that's why I think maybe even like half a semester, so like half a year, so just one semester.
Yeah, I remember she was really nice, but I don't remember too much else.
Yeah, but Janae said it was Jennifer, and then Sonia says it was TTFA, Texas
Future Teachers. Oh, okay.
Yeah. She actually went to Tech, and I saw her. Oh, damn, Janae saw her at Tech.
What a world.
Small world. Small world indeed. I love the chola in the denim. She's like, nah, fuck that.
Oh, what's her name? I want to call her Claudine, but I don't think I'm right.
Yeah, I think that's Nicole Duke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is Nicole Duke. She still runs a lot. I'm friends with her on Facebook. She's always posting like triathlon things, and then I'm like, damn. Oh, I'm gonna eat a cookie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, damn! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then Crystal Curtis. I think she's Crystal Nichols now.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't realize she went to Terrace Hills. And then there's Loretta.
Yeah. Loretta.
Yeah, I don't know who this is or this is or this
either.
Is.
That's Jessica. I think it's Rangel. What's her last name?
Oh, Jessica Rangel? I
think so.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. And then I don't know who this is. Left Eye. Priscilla Velez? I don't know. Janae says Priscilla.
That was the one in the jeans. That's Priscilla. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Yes.
Did she go to Andrews with us?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Sure.
Terrace is terrific.
I think so.
Ugh. All right. And then there's this.
Is this?
And I'm guessing that Sonia's the one who took it since she sent it.
And very conveniently, she's not in it.
Yeah.
So that's me and Adina and Vivian.
Yeah.
Palacios. Yeah. Yes. And Felicia. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then so I believe this is me, the bald-headed blackhead. And I think that's my McCoy's lumberyard jacket that I used to always wear because it had buttons, and I would always rip it open like I was Superman, and I go play football. And I believe that's Adam Rogers with his goofy ass hair. Yeah, how do I? Here, you know gosh. What? Let me. Oh no, it won't let me. It won't let me zoom in. Oh, there we go.
Is that Adam or is it Robert Badminton? I can't tell.
Yeah, and then there's Henry.
Right.
And then I believe that's Ricky Arredondo next to Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what grade was this? 8th?
I don't know. At least seventh because I took off the
Okay.
second semester of eighth grade. So
Okay. I'm trying to.
yeah.
I can't tell if I have braces or not because then I would know because I think I got them off in eighth grade.
Oh, okay, yeah, and it's hard to tell. You want to zoom in?
No, I think
Yeah.
I'm good. We're good. We're good, George. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back.
We're good. All right, here we go.
Why did I play if I play basketball too? Like why? Like I think I could like remember the plays, like, but could I execute them? But I was like, I can remember where I need to be. Will I be there? No. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Yikes.
Oh, wait. Mark Shardello said something about the seventh grade yearbook. Oh, so the seventh grade yearbook is in the foreground. So that had to have been seventh grade. Dang.
Okay. Wow.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego right here? We got a sleuth on the case. And Kelly wondered why I thought she went to Charles. I don't know. I just thought everyone went to Charles. Adriana doing all the sports. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mikasa. That's so weird. What a weird brand of basketball. Mikasa. All right.
Right.
Weird flex, but okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at Hermosa.
Sonia. I have no idea when that was.
It's a photo booth, so maybe in the mall.
Right? Maybe? I have no idea. Oh, my goodness. Good times. Good times.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Boom, there we
nice.
go.
Thank you. That's hard. Yeah.
Oh,
as I'm next to like these wrinkly dogs and the whole thing is just perfect. Thanks.
What grade was that?
Sonia. 8? I have no idea.
That's so.
Because I'll eat pizza anytime. I don't think that was, a specific grade level or anything. I have no idea. Yikes.
So funny.
Okay, wait, Sonia.
What happened?
Some of Sonia's comments about at the movies. Oh, good Lord.
We'd go taste the rainbow.
You and I just need to catch up. We need to like have one of these sessions, but like with no one else.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the whole deal that we're trying to get going is I guess a 22nd year reunion. I don't even know.
Don't start the fight again because people will get angry.
No,
and they will take you down.
So that's the whole point. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I just feel like people needed to just say, this is what's going to happen. If you can make it, great. If you can't, tough. I mean, too bad.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. That's how life works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if we found something that 95% of everyone agreed with, there's no reason to stop it just for the 5%. So what we're going to do is we're going to, all those GT kids, Terrace Hills GT kids, we're going to get together one night and we're just going to get fucking smashed. And then, we're going to drink Capri Suns, just in case some of my students are watching. And then
do the hurdles.
And do the hurdles with little baby legs. And then, and then we're going to get together with everyone. We're going to do a massive thing at Peter Piper Pizza. Bring your babies, bring your doggies, bring your significant others, bring whoever you're dating. Awesome. It doesn't matter. We're going to do something at Peter Piper Pizza. And then it'll be in the middle of summer. Yeah, exactly. And then if you want, just bring a flask. I mean, come on. We're adults.
I know they make little like bracelet ones now.
Oh, damn.
I don't own one, but I'm just saying.
Well, we can also do one where like someone can pretend to have a belly. And then we'll just like sneak some Jack Daniels in there. Look at you. Like yeah.
Look at you. Wow.
Big
was a thinker.
Yeah.
GT right there.
Thank you, Miss Carmona. So I don't know if you've heard, but Janae found her.
No.
Yeah. Janae found on Facebook. On Facebook.
No way.
Yeah.
Is she where is she living? Where is she? Is she still a teacher?
She's in Texas. I forget where. Janae's gonna have to chime in the chat, but Louis said just in case my kids are watching. My kids as in my students. Sorry, not my unborn baby boy, but
I know. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So wonderful.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Beautiful.
I'm snuggling with my puppy, getting him ready because
that is gonna be a shift, like for sure. Like your fur babies will.
Well, no. Okay, so what I want to do, so what I'm doing now is I'm kind of like putting him in a headlock as I like cuddle with him because that's what eventually, in 5 years when my son is old enough, to do such things, he'll be able to put his arm around my dog and my dog won't freak out. So right. I'm training my dog. After 5 in Cali. Oh, Janae says she's in Cali. Okay. It's Adina who's a doctor in San Antonio.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess Mrs. Carmona. I was gonna say Janae Carmona. Mrs. Carmona is still in California. Yeah, they serve
Wow.
beer at Peters, and then we can smuggle in harder, stronger adult beverages
Right.
like Capri
More
Sun.
mature ones. That's what
Yeah,
we'll call
Sunny
them. More
Delight.
mature.
Yeah, and so we'll bring all the babies. Oh man, I'm so
Oh.
excited. And then so we'll just all get together, and then I feel like we can all do something at the school. Maybe have a barbecue or something. For
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool in the new quad, and then
Absolutely.
we can talk shit about how we didn't get that new quad.
We didn't get
Oh,
anything, but that's
yeah,
okay.
it took them 20
Made us.
years.
It made us stronger. It made us stronger, George.
Yeah. So now I gotta ask. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Janae said he left in the second half of 8th grade. Oh yeah, me. I did. 20X reunion. Okay. That's enough of that.
All right.
Here we go. Adriana
Oh, no.
Dominguez. I
It's
gotta
like every
know.
time you say that, it's like, is it more photos? Is it what? Like, I don't know.
I gotta know, Miss Student Body Manager. Did you pay for your Denny's?
100%. You know, I'm a nerd to the core. Of course I did. And you know what's worse is that I was me, and I think it was Jerome, but I'm not sure. But I know Michael Talamantes. We were the last ones to leave because we're responsible.
no! Yeah.
So we were the ones that they were like, oh, there's a balance of, I don't know what the amount was. It was like, it's like I got my $10 like for pancakes, you know, and it was ridiculous, George, because then I mean we didn't know what to do, and I didn't have like a credit card, or I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, we're just kids.
And then, but it's interesting because we did plan ahead. Like I remember Mike, because I think he was senior class president. Like he had called, you know, ahead of time. They said they were going to have lots of servers, and then we were the first to get there because, again, to make sure everything was set up. And they were like, had like 2 people or something. We're like,
Yeah.
there's going to be like a lot of people. And the guy, I think it was the manager, was like, no, we got it. We have a plan. Okay. So we sat down, and then of course, like, you know, we got our food last and everything. And then it was a mess. And then it was also a mess too. I remember people throwing like sugar packets.
Oh,
I mean, it was like when we left, I was so embarrassed. One, because there was this balance that I couldn't pay for. And then, you know, it was disgusting, and it was so embarrassing. So we go back to school. And then I remember Jerome and I got called into the principal's office. And I was like, I didn't do anything. And Mr. Ortega was really upset. I was like, but I didn't do it. Like and so I remember that I guess he paid, or he took it out of a fund. I don't really remember. But then we had to pay it back. And so we did like car washes to pay him back. And of course it was all the people that paid. So it's like I paid for my food. I was embarrassed. And then I did manual labor to pay Mr. Ortega back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was not good times.
Okay, it's funny because I don't know if this theory has been floating around the internet amongst us 99ers, but I have a theory now. Hearing your side of the story, I'm going to throw Denny's under the bus. I'm going to say that they charged us for dishes that we didn't have, because everyone I talked to, and especially at that time, everyone said that they paid. And you know what? I'm going to believe us before I believe Denny's.
I don't know.
Why? Why don't you like that theory?
I mean, I think the people that you've talked to, yeah, they said they pay. But I there were a lot of people there. Like there were a lot. And so I think a lot of people just got up and left. You know, and I couldn't pinpoint like, oh, that person left or this person left. But I'm pretty sure some people left. Like I don't know how many, and maybe Denny's did upcharge after that, after maybe seeing like, I don't know, $50 or $100 worth of, you know, food hadn't been paid for. Maybe they upped it. I don't know. But based on like the mess that was left there, I mean, it was so embarrassing. And I think that's the only time I've been called to the principal's office for like trouble. And I was like, and I didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
Like, nada. So.
Let's see. Margie says that it was a brand new Denny's.
Maybe
untrained staff.
But yeah, we did plan ahead, and the guy was like, yeah, we got it. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he thought it was like a group of 40, and then how many people showed up? Like 150?
It was a lot of people. I mean, I would guess that maybe more people showed up than said that they were going to. Like maybe like 40 people did say they were going, and then 70 people ended up showing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, and I think after we paid it off, Mr. Ortega took us to breakfast at Denny's. Like Jerome, if you're like, I think you're here, right? I think that happened. Like, because he knew that we didn't do it. And then we also put in the work to pay it off. And so he took us to breakfast. I'm almost positive, or unless I just made that up in my mind, but I think so.
We got to get corroboration. So. But apparently we got someone fessing up. Luis Chinea said he didn't pay.
Thanks, Luis.
All right, he ruined it for everyone. All right, you owe Denny's $400, and you owe you owe.
And you're gonna come wash my car.
Oh shit! Margie says someone fessed up. Oh, see, that's what. See, if anything,
we just gotta open it right there.
Yeah, if anything, this project 99 time capsule found one person who didn't pay Denny's, so we can fucking beat the shit out of him when we see him. All right, don't come to our reunion. All right, Piper Pizza is you're cut off, young man.
Or he pays ahead at Peter Piper Pizza.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. Because then that's what we did. I think we did something at Golden Corral. Because we're like, we're gonna do things where you pay ahead now. Like we're not doing this thing afterwards. I think there was something else at Golden Corral. I don't know what it was, but I remember that influenced that decision.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I wonder what. Oh, was it like a post graduation thing? Going to Golden Corral?
Maybe.
Yeah, because that sounds familiar.
I don't
because
remember
I didn't
what it
go.
was. I just remember we knew that was going to be much smarter.
Oh, he said okay. Louis said he paid the next day, but he didn't pay that at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's see. Drama Donna, let's see.
Oh, that's Miss Mullins. That's the drama teacher.
Oh, Donna Thompson. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What is she? Will this be available to view Friday? Yes. This will be up permanently on Facebook, and then in a few weeks, I'm gonna migrate it over to YouTube, so you can share it from there. You can have all the great memories of us not paying our bill.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Okay. So, what were some of the activities you were involved with in high school? Because I know we talked about academic, we talked about haiku, theater, because you were in all the plays, of course. And then what else? What else?
So let's see. I played volleyball, and that's something Sonia doesn't have a picture of. That's the one I was actually kind of good at. So I played volleyball my freshman and sophomore year. But then I wasn't a huge fan of the coach. I mean, he got in trouble for some other stuff later, so I wasn't wrong. Like my gut was not wrong.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't think he can coach sports anymore. So I was like, oh yes, I was right. So I was like, it's just not a good environment. And so after that, that's when I started doing academic decathlon and haiku, because I was like, oh, I'm going to fill up my time. So I did stuff like that. I did student council. I think that's where Jerome and I worked on a lot of stuff together. National Honor Society. I don't know. I tried to do, I know you were in speech and debate. Like I did speech sometimes because it was very theatrical related, but that wasn't necessarily my thing. Like I know I went to some tournaments and such, but I did more theater stuff. And so I think that's it. Other than being like a nerd,
Yeah, just an all-around nerd.
Yeah. 100%.
That was so fun. It sucks because like I teach out here in Indiana and there aren't any windows, and I just remember every classroom had a window in Andrus. It was the most amazing feeling to be able to just stare outside and just check out for like 5 or 10 minutes and then come right back and be like, oh, I got to do my reading. Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, well, except for the theater. We didn't have any windows in our little baby theater.
Oh,
it sat like 99 people.
Oh, dang, for real?
Mm-hmm.
That's still pretty good.
It was tiny, but it was beautiful. I mean, it was a wonderful, intimate space. But it was small. Like, you went to other high schools and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
nice.
It was the Northeast. I mean, like, what did you expect?
Right, and I love the Northeast.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason why Andrus football dominated so hard and the theater only sat 99 people.
Your face, we did good too.
Yeah. No, you were good. I agree, but that's not what the community wanted to see.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No, 100%. No, 100%. I mean, I think that's still how the world works right now.
Yeah,
it hasn't
pretty
changed.
much. Yeah, pretty much.
That's why, UTEP will have their football games, and we're in a pandemic. Cool, but don't come to class.
Yeah. Stay your ass at home. It's funny. Exactly. I thought you were going to say they're American football matches, but no, you're not that big a nerd. All right, so you brought it up, And I was going to bring it up, but I'm just saying, now is a
Oh,
natural progression. Adriana Dominguez. I'm just going to keep saying that every time I change the subject. What do you
okay.
think about what's going
That's a
on?
good hint.
Yeah. I'm curious. What do you think about what's going on in the world with the global pandemic?
I think it's ter- it's so sad that so many people have lost their lives. In my opinion, I'm a fan of science, even though I'm not good at it, but I'm going to put my faith in people who have studied it for a long time. So I find myself, I'm really frustrated because I see people posting like conspiracy theories, and it's like, and again, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's like, you cheated off of me in high school, and I wasn't even that good in science, and I'm supposed to learn science from you? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I'm not saying that all the scientists know everything, but they're dedicating their life to this, so they probably have a better idea about how to do this. And so I get really frustrated, because I haven't been, to the theater, which is my thing, right, in 6 months. Like that's probably the longest since middle school. So that's hard, and that's what I do, and so I miss that tremendously. I see that the toll that it takes on my daughter, who hates virtual school. Like she loves school, she hates virtual school, and that breaks my heart. She's in first grade. These are really fundamental times for her, and so when I see people out, if we go pick up something or we go to the park by ourselves and we have our mask, and you just see people um, interacting, and they're not wearing masks, and there's tons of them, so it's like you can't all be living in the same household or part of the same family. Like I know that's not happening. It's just frustrating because I feel we're never going to get out of it. And then my opinion, but if you put, like, in my opinion, the trash that we have as leadership, I don't even want to call that person president because I think it's gross. I think that's someone who has really been incredibly divisive and racist and is a big, like I can't even. And I think that narcissism has put us where we are. We had so many other countries, unfortunately, go before us, and we didn't learn. It's like, what makes us better? Nothing. And we had all of this time. And I think that really speaks to the narcissism. Like, oh, they know everything. No, clearly you don't. And look where we are. Schools open, then they have to backtrack and close. Close to 200,000 people have died. And it's just, it's crazy to me. And it's really disappointing that this is happening.
Yeah. Everyone in chat's like, hell yeah, girl, do it.
I'm sorry. I'm
Phrase,
just gonna
girl.
like,
Okay, so no,
yeah.
and I agree a lot with I agree with a lot of what you're saying in that obviously this is real. It's taken a toll. My wife's family member passed because of this, and to hear some of the
So
flippant
sorry.
regards, thank you. Hear some of the flippant comments regarding this, and the rhetoric is just mind blowing. And then like because even if we all did our part, even if we were all sheep and wore masks and it didn't work, then we could say, hey, this is not working, let's figure something else out. But for everyone to just
Exactly.
defiantly burn their masks and say it doesn't work, it doesn't, well, it's like, have you tried? Because other countries have, and they've
Right.
eradicated it. Yeah.
And what does it cost you? I guess one of my greatest frustrations is a lot of people claim to be Christian, whatever that can mean, many different things to different people. Uh, but I think one of the main rules was like treating others as you would like to be treated. And so, if you can maybe prevent someone else from getting sick, like what does it cost you? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just costing you to be human and be decent. And so I think that frustrates me even more when people try to use different ideologies to go against it. And it's like, no, I mean, I'm not a theologian by any means, but like, I know some of the basic rules. Like we're
Yeah.
supposed to be good to each other and take care of each other.
Well, I
That's
mean,
basically it.
you did have a all Catholic quinceañera except for Kelly messing it up. So you do know the rules. I agree. But yeah, okay. And then so it's just like you had mentioned, most of the countries had gone before us, and countries like New Zealand
Yes.
had eradicated it. But it's so funny because I live in a rural area, and it's very sparse. It's inherently sparse. And so we're not seeing a lot of the tolls that a lot of the denser cities are seeing. So I think that
Mhm.
there's this kind of disregard where like they take it for granted, like, oh, it's not that serious
Absolutely.
because we're not getting the same numbers. But No, it's just as lethal. And so our school right now is doing a hybrid model. So like half the
Hmm.
school will go on A day and then half the school will go on B day. And I think that's very viable, except for it
And you're
compromises
required
learning.
to go every day?
Yeah, we're required to go every day, but the kids go half and half, and it's just like it's a
Hmm.
ghost town. Like when you walk through there,
Ugh.
because a third, let's just say a third went virtual, and then you have one third on A day, and then the other third on B day. So
Hmm.
whereas you would have 2,000 kids on any given day, now it's only 700, and so walking through the halls is just a ghost town. But
Yeah.
surprisingly, and I mean I guess not surprising, unsurprisingly. Um, Discipline has gone way down. Like kids aren't acting up. Like I walk by the dean's office and they're out there, just hanging out. I mean, they're doing work, but I'm just saying, they don't have, roomfuls of kids in there. So I don't know. There's good and there's bad, I feel like. But just like what you're saying, these young kids who are in their early developmental years, yeah, it's detrimental for them. So I think
Absolutely.
long term, we're gonna have to see what the effects are.
No, absolutely. I mean, just yeah, in terms of mental health and trying to
Yeah.
balance, it's like, well, but your mental health, but then will you be alive? But then what kind of life are you going to have if mental health isn't in place? I don't know. So yeah, I get really frustrated when I see people posting stuff or when I see large groups out, and I'm just like, like let's just be smart about this.
Yeah.
And again, it's like let's just take care of each other. Um, for example, when in March we were going to host this very large dance conference at our university, and we canceled it that the week of, which is because we had to,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we got a lot of flat. Like people were very upset, but it's like, do you see what's happening around the world? And we're going to invite people from around the country like into our space. And if this was lecture based, something. But I was like, this is dance. Like you sweat, you breathe, you
Yeah.
move, you touch. And so yeah, now people are like, oh, you made the right decision. It's like, oh yeah, I know, right? So yeah, and again, because we had so many other countries to learn from, and those that were in charge didn't. And that's, to me, again, it's just very narcissistic to be like, oh no, I know better, like,
Mhm.
and they don't, and
Yeah.
then everyone else has to suffer because those at the top are going to be fine.
Yeah.
They're going to have access to healthcare, they're going to have access to money, they're going to have employment, all of those things. Everyone else is not.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little bitter.
No,
Just a
yeah,
little
for
bit.
sure. Well, it's so funny too because I saw that you had done like a radio show, like yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
So
adapting.
we're adapting, and it's hard because we have people who are studying theater, and we're not doing theater in its traditional form. So it's a lot for some creativity, but we're doing 2 radio plays this semester, and then we're also going to do one over Zoom.
Mm.
Um, so it's shifting it, but we have to give our students an opportunity. And it's interesting because for us at UTEP, like our enrollment just in theater dance like went up. We thought we were going to have a huge hit because who's going to want to study a performing arts when you can't perform.
Mhm.
But I think for us, several other universities that are probably more expensive, students are like, why am I going to pay that much if I can kind of get the same quality without having to pay as much? So we've kind of benefited a little bit, in terms of numbers of getting more students that way.
That's really awesome. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. So what play are you doing right now? The radio play? Are you doing War of the Worlds?
So this one, we were gonna do it in March, and it was gonna be a whole Latinx play festival. We had playwrights that were gonna come in, they were writing new pieces, and our students were gonna be in them. So we had to redo that. And so there's 4 plays. One just went up on Saturday, and that was kind of a ghost story, and it's on KTEP every Saturday. And the one that I'm doing is kind of like a family kids play that goes up. And so these are all brand new. It was, I think, great training for like our student technicians, like our sound designer. He got some amazing training on how to figure out how to record people with people in different spaces. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting. I miss the real thing, but I'll take it.
Yeah. Compromise. We got to
Yeah.
compromise. It's so funny. Okay, before I talk about this weird nerd anecdote, Jerome says that it was senior dinner. I guess Golden Corral was just senior dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I
And
didn't
we were
realize there
smart
was
about
a
it that
senior
time.
dinner. Yeah. And I guess Golden Corral's a lot easier because it's just a flat fee for all you can eat, like the buffet.
Exactly.
As
And
opposed
then
to
you have to pay
Denny's.
before you sit down.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah.
You have to pay before you sit down, anyways. And then Okay, so the point I wanted to make was like, it was in March, and then I still watch and play StarCraft 2, which is a computer real time strategy game where you have to gather minerals, build forces, and then go fight. And I remember like in March, like the U.S. wasn't doing anything, but they're like, well, you know what? Because of the global crisis, we're going to go ahead and cancel the arena portion of it. You can watch online. I was like, that's weird. Like, I don't get it. And I guess only South Korea had just been hit and China at that time.
Hmm.
And I was like, really? Because of this? And I guess the next month it blew up. And I was like, oh, okay. Europe, they understood. Like we just have to end it. And I remember in the US when sports games just kept going and going and going, and it wasn't until like players started contracting it, they're like, all right, well, I
Yeah.
guess we got to shut down. So I'm curious what you think, because I know you're a huge athlete. You did volleyball, you did track and field, basketball. What do you think
Yeah,
about
that's right. I'm hardcore.
what do you think about the bubble, the NBA going into an isolated situation?
I think it's a good idea, and I'll put that in quotes because, and I don't know all of the regulations, but I feel like it just takes one person to step out of that bubble or to violate it in some way. You know what I mean? And then it's
Mhm.
over. Because there's even been a lot of conversation of like creating learning pods, right? Where families come into an agreement where you're not gonna like interact with other people, go out, you're just gonna stay with like these three families. But then someone breaks it, potentially, contracts it or is a carrier, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So I think it's an interesting idea. I just think, sadly, as Americans, we're really selfish. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly,
Yeah.
clearly,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
proven that. And I think people would be like, "Oh, I'm just going to do this. It's not going to be that big of a deal," and then it's going to mess it up.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because we gather like at least twice a month because now I live out here with my wife's family, and we'll get together in small groups. 5 or
Hmm.
6 of us. We'll get together. We'll have these small dinners, or we'll go out. Where we have to wear a mask until we sit down, and then we can take our mask off and then leave with our
Right.
mask. Yeah. And so I feel like in those kind of like small numbers, when you're that close, it's fine. But then it's these and we drove by a church and they were outside doing worship, and I was like, okay, that's okay. You're outside, air is not circulating, and if someone sneezes, hopefully it dissipates. The micro droplets, will dissipate quickly
Right.
enough. At least they're not indoors. But then, you'll hear stories of people just going to bars, like
Yeah.
40, 50 people deep, not wearing masks, and it's just like, are you guys serious? Like, okay, I
Right.
guess. But
Yeah.
just drink at home. Just drink at home.
Do what we do.
Yeah, just drink it. It's so funny because I love having this capability of being like, all right, Adriana, you talk for a little bit while I ask my wife to refill my drink, and then bling, George is
Nice.
back with a refill. Janae laughed when I said sports games because I'm a nerd and I can't. Okay, so it's weird because I love this project because it's teaching me how to interact with a person who is an inanimate object, who is a camera. I'm talking to
Right.
a fucking camera that is answering my questions and providing insight into here we go. I got to go back to the scene. Providing insight into why this photo exists. All right. So that's why I'm super excited. For reals. That's why I'm excited about that, okay? And so it's teaching me how to build that. And because I remember when I first started, the layout was all messed up, and I was looking at the computer monitor like an idiot instead of looking at the camera. And so, yeah, I don't even know why I was. Oh, sports games. Yeah, I don't even. Orange juice. Am I right? What the hell? These people over here are talking shit, Janae. Whatever. Yeah. People out here living their best lives. YOLO, right? It's their one and only.
YOLO. Oh,
One
good
and
Lord.
YOLO. Okay, so we had talked about, and I don't know if I'm allowed to give away the street name of where your parents live. That was part of the password.
Right. Right.
Yeah, okay, because I remember in I want to say 6th and 7th grade, I would like, because we're budding young adolescents, and we just want to talk, and we just want to So I remember calling your place and like, may I speak to Audrey? And then all these girls just giggling at me like, that's this idiot again. And I was like, hey, Audrey, it's George. So how many sisters do you have?
Two. I have two older sisters, so I'm the baby.
Okay, 2 older sisters.
Yeah.
Okay. And because the photo that I saw, I don't know if it was like you guys were all at a dinner or something like that, but do you have a bunch of cousins and
Oh,
stuff
I have
that
tons of cousins.
oh, tons of cousins.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yes.
Mexican. You know.
That's right. We do it right, or everyone else did it right. But yeah, no. Which photo are you? I'm just curious.
Let me see. Am I at your?
You
page?
don't have to show it. I'm just curious which one.
Oh shit, that's funny. Okay, there's one. I guess you're in the UTEP stadium in the UTEP basketball. It's
Must
with
be old.
yeah 2019. Let's see. We got Rosie Walsh and
That's my sister.
And Linda Amaro.
That's my cousin. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then let's see. There's another one where it's a Zoom call, and it's like all of you just hanging out in a big old Zoom call.
We did a couple of birthday calls like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was just curious who all these people were.
Yeah, it's all family. It's all family.
Oh, okay. I'm over here stalking and shit. All right.
It's okay. You're far away. We're safe. Just don't come by without your mask.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. In the next summer.
Hi, Maria. I see you. Someone's saying, "Show it, show it." I see you, Maria.
Show it. You want me to show it? No, because I have to. You know what? Because I have to do all this dumbass shit to get it set up.
Another time, Maria. It's okay.
Another time, yeah. You know what? I'll take I'll take it and I'll put it in the comments. You know what? I'll do that right now. I'll take it and I'll put it in the comments.
It's raining.
Monday?
And he's freezing cold.
Who is? Okay, I'll put him in right now.
No, but I want to let him in.
Okay, let him in. Just make sure the door's closed. Sorry. My daughter's concerned about my dog.
That was awesome. She's like, "No, Mom, you hang out. I want to do it."
That's right. You drink your bourbon, Mama.
What's your daughter's name? Saraya?
Her name is Saraya. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cute. No, Mommy, I want to do it.
But that was really thoughtful because it started to rain, so she wants to bring the dog inside. So I'm like, yes, sure.
Oh, she melted my heart. That was so sweet. Oh my God, I can't wait for baby Bennett to get here. Look at Janae's laughing hysterically. And what is your friend MG Maria?
Maria, yeah.
Ay, no, que cute.
No, que cute. Ay, that's my favorite statement ever. Ay.
Mira babies. That's so awesome. How's your bourbon doing? Because you got a straw, so I can't tell.
I'm good. I'm about right here, so I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can say, yeah. With my, as we talked about, my nerd NPR cup. Because nerd to the core.
Nerd to the core. You support KTEP? Oh, hold on real quick.
I do.
For reals. I just got to do that occasionally because, oh my God, that's so awesome. Yeah, Sonia blessed me with those photos, and I was like, "Oh,
hi,
please,
Sonia."
So I was gonna reach out. I was eventually gonna reach out, and then I think after Margie's, you were like, "Yo, what's up?" And I was like, "All right, let's do this.
Let's
fucking do this." Okay, so that was middle school. That was high school, and then what about at UTEP? Okay, so I saw you at UTEP a few times. Because it was really weird because I remember you being, and I know this is going to sound so shitty because I talked about you being in all the plays in high school, but I remember you being a prominent fixture in Andrus Theater, but then in UTEP Theater, you weren't really in all the roles, in all the plays.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
so
sure.
So what was the shift? What happened there?
Well, it's my freshman year, right? I'm trying to remember my year. So I didn't get fully involved in theater until the second semester of my freshman year. I had some health stuff going on, which is really exciting to start college that way. So freshman year was rough. And so not until the second semester did I really start getting involved because I wasn't sure that I wanted to do it. Like I loved it. But like my parents were like, "You want to study theater?" Like, okay. Like we didn't go to the theater when I was young. We didn't have money for that, you know, as you've talked about in many other sessions, like going with Adina for her birthday.
Okay. Pause. Hold on. Pause. For reals. All right. What do you remember about Adina's parties? Because here we go. Because I'm also going to ask you about Chicano theater in UTEP.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
But real quick, what do you remember about Adina's?
So let's go back to Adina.
Yeah.
So I remember I think it was in 6th grade. I know there were 2 parties. I feel like there were 3, but I don't remember one of them, or maybe I wasn't invited. I don't know. But one year we went to go see Fiddler, and I remember Felicia and I, because she lived on Kenworthy.
Yeah.
And I was on Goliad, right? And so we met at the corner. We crossed Fairbanks. Oh my gosh, like this is hilarious! Like in our little fancy shoes to go to Adina's birthday party, and we had a fancy meal. What I do remember is that like there were a lot of cakes. Like her mom didn't have one birthday cake. It was like 4, and I was like, that's cool. Like that I can do. And then we went to the play, which I thought was amazing. I don't remember much about it. Like I just thought it was amazing. And then I think it was 8th grade. I thought it was 8th grade. She had that outdoor party, which was super fancy. And that's where she served gazpacho. And I think it was Janae that was talking about it. Like I didn't know what that was. And I was like, me being the Mexican child that I am, I'm like, I'm eating like salsa. Like, and I didn't understand it, you know? And I get that, you know, her mom was an amazing cook and was trying to provide this different opportunity. But I think I don't know, how old are we in 8th grade? 13? 14? I don't know. Around that age. Like we didn't appreciate it at all. Like at all. And I'm sure we were horrible. And I'm sure we pretended to eat it and we probably tossed it away. We're horrible people for doing that. But that's what I remember. I just remember I was like, oh, I gotta dress like fancy. Like for everyone else's birthday party, it was like jeans and a shirt. Or like, I want to tie my shirt on the side with like a scrunchie or something. Or for like Adina's, like I want to put on like a vest or something, you know, because it's hardcore. Yeah,
and Janae said that you guys had a sleepover and had quiche for breakfast.
Janae. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. Like I'm used to having like huevo and weenie, you know,
Huevo con weenies. Oh shit, that's hilarious.
Oh man, yes. So I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna be nice and do my best. And yeah, I mean, I remember her part. They were great, and I think her mom put so much effort. But yeah, we totally didn't appreciate that. But again, we were 13, you know, and I love the Northeast. Like I chose to live in the Northeast. Like when my husband and when I first got a house, I bought it in the Northeast because property was much cheaper. And my husband had a house in the Northeast when we were dating. And then we got married, we moved to his house and then became ours. And then we were going to move. And I was, you know, we had looked around the entire city, even like the West Side. I was like, I don't live on the West Side. Like, I still have that feeling of a Northeast kid. Like, I don't want to be with the rich people. Like, I don't want to be in this homogenous area. And so we got a house in the Northeast. And I love it. So
you're there in the Northeast right now?
I'm in the Northeast and I love it.
Okay, without giving too much away, what area?
Yeah. Close to Terrace Hills, like closer to the mountain. It's crazy. Okay. Like Terrace Hills is let me see. Do you know, like without giving my street away?
I know where you're
like around Sun Valley, I guess.
Yeah, I know where you're
further
at.
Up this way. Yeah. And I love it. It's an older neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's an older home.
Because Robert Babington lived on Rolling Stone. So yeah, I know the area you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so another side tangent before we get into Chicano theater.
Yes, Kelly, who wants to live on the West Side?
Have you been around Terrace Hills recently? Because Margie said that they demolished it and it's like totally brand new. It's like completely different.
You know, I passed by it, I feel like relatively recently, but they had a lot of construction stuff up, so I couldn't really see what was being done to it. So, but I mean, I remember when we were there, it wasn't super fantastic.
But it sucks because that was our time. Like, god damn you, EPISD. No, just kidding. No, it's like I want pictures of that place. I want to like go on a virtual tour of that place because I remember just it being so amazing, like those stupid white arches that were in between and then it had all the windows and stuff, and then it was 2-story. Like, what middle school is 2-story? I mean, you know, probably people in the chat will type a bunch of middle schools that are 2-story, but it was so amazing. And then we shared the library with Collins. But then when we got there in 6th, because I remember going there for orientation, they're like, and here's a library, you're going to be using it. Just kidding, you got a new library. And we never went back there again. And so that like still haunts my dreams of having access to this place that was so cool, but then never going back there.
Never being able.
But then the library we had was amazing. It was so gigantic.
It was.
But then it was just like, where are all the books? Like, you guys need to fill this place up. It's pretty empty in here. Like, step it up. And then, okay, before we get into Chicano theater, I'm going to keep saying that as I chase all these tangents. What are your memories of Sam? Because now that we're talking about, yeah, because now that we're talking about Terrace Hills, I remember I got into a fight with him, like a straight up fist fight. And like we were going hard at it, and then he was
over
a great.
What?
I can't say specifically, but basically it was over a girl. All right.
Oh,
So
dear.
I called out that he liked a girl, and he did not want that out in the public. So
okay.
So we went to fisticuffs real quick, and then
okay.
and then so I remember we had to go on a trip for GT, and then so I had out of school suspension, he had in school suspension. So I remember walking my black ass to school and being like, I'm here for the trip. And then I don't know if it was Miss Carmona or Miss French being like, bro, you're suspended. Like, you need to bounce. And I was like, but I'm here for the trip. So, like, you're going to have to figure it out. And they're like, bro, get out of here. And I was like, all right. So I was, and then that's why I was so pissed at him, because I couldn't go on the trip.
Wow.
And then we got over it. You know, obviously we were good friends, speech and debate. And then he actually came to a bunch of comedy shows at the comic strip that I hosted. So what are some of the memories you had?
Yeah, it's interesting because I felt like in 6th grade, everyone kind of knew each other and I didn't. I came from Crosby. So I didn't know anybody. But
Wait. You went to Crosby?
For only 5th. Long story. Take a sip. So I went to Catholic school through 4th grade, and then there weren't enough opportunities, I guess, because again I'm a nerd. So I went to Crosby from 5th grade because my cousins went there, several, the ones that you see in the picture, and that was a shift. Oh my gosh, going from like private Catholic school to public school was like when the teacher would walk in the room, like I would stand up to address them because that's what you did in Catholic. It was ridiculous. It was a really hard shift. And then I went to Terrace Hills. I don't know why I didn't go to McGoffin. I guess my parents were like, oh, we'll just go where you're supposed to go because we lived in that area.
Yeah.
Terrace Hills. Yeah. So we went, and I didn't know anybody. And, everyone there was super nice. Like our GT group was amazing. Like I didn't know anyone. They were so kind and wonderful. And so that was wonderful, obviously, for me. But what I really remember is that I always felt like everyone else was like super smart, like inherently smart. And I was not. I still am not. But I have to work hard, like to get stuff. And so like I think, I'm pretty sure I'm not making this up. It feels like a ridiculous story. I think to get into GT, like I had to like appeal or something. Like I don't think I made it. And I had to submit something. I don't know. And I don't remember. But I do remember I was like, oh, I'm not smart. And so I think starting that, and then like Sam was just like obviously off the charts, smart. Like, and so I was like, I want to be like you when I grow up, because he was so smart. And I would feel so, for lack of a better term, jealous, because I felt like he would always grasp content immediately. And I was like, what, like, especially like in math and science, I would feel like the dog on The Simpsons. Santa's little helper, and it would like hit him in the eyes. Like that would be me. And so I was like, I don't. And so I remember he was just so incredibly like smart, and I would feel like, why can't I be like that? Because I'm not. That's just not who I am. And I remember he was really talented too, like in music and putting, things together. And so when I heard of his passing, it was shocking. Like and not that I'd really kept too much in contact with him. I think definitely after high school, we probably didn't connect often, if ever. But that was really shocking to me, because that was someone that I was like, wow, like that is someone who has like talent and the brains. Like, whoa.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I agree. Yeah, it caught me off. It caught me by surprise, and that's kind of like the catalyst. So I had been interviewing a few people around the world, a few friends that I had met, friends in Austin, Boston, London, New York, and Vegas, and then in El Paso, and then Nate Mulheron, I think he goes by Nate
Mm-hmm.
Morales now, but he said that he really enjoyed the content. And I was like, yo, dude, well, what about maybe we can sit down and talk? But he was taking care of his babies and making sure that they were getting
Yeah.
through the virtual process. And then I thought, I should interview all the people from our graduating class. And I was like, no, that's kind of weird, because like in my mind, everyone has like moved on. And even though I remember like everyone kind of like bickering about what was going on, what was supposed to happen for the reunion, it just kind of felt like everyone had just moved on and they were done with it. I was like, I don't know. And then when I heard about his passing, I was like, what the fuck? I will never be able to sit down and talk with him, not just for content for this, purpose, but just in general. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Here we go. Everyone, what are you doing? Let's go. Let's talk. Let's get this going. And like organically, it's been happening slowly. So like someone will see that their friend is getting interviewed and then they'll jump in the chat. And then
Right.
I'm like, yo, what's up? What are you doing? And then I'll interview them and then their friend will see. So it's been a slow process, but I've been loving the process. And so in many ways, it's, to honor the memories of those who
Absolutely.
have left us early. Hold on real quick. I got to do this real quick. For reals. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So what's up with Chicano theater at UTEP? I don't know. I feel like we just covered like 40 different tangents and then we're just going to chop them all off.
Sure. So what do you mean what's up with it?
Okay. Like what's up with theater at UTEP? Like what's
Oh, with theater,
yeah.
I mean, okay, so I feel like that's two kind of different questions, and I'm not sure I'm going to answer either. Then I'm going to be like Santa's little helper again with the frisbee. So let me try.
just talking about
Yeah, I mean, so like obviously I was a student at UTEP. I went through the theater program. As I had mentioned, like my parents were like, "Why are you going to do theater?" And I just could not do it, if that makes sense. Like I went in as communication major. Because you had to choose something, and I think it was in Sonia's talk, like, yeah, asking 18-year-olds, what do you want to do with your life? Like that's hard. So I picked it, and then it wasn't for me, and then I changed to social work, and I do not have the emotional capacity, like, to do that, like, at all. And I kept taking theater classes because it would fulfill like an elective or some other requirements, and I loved it. And so I was like, well, I'm just gonna major in it and be happy in it. And it's a dangerous choice, but I was lucky because I was on full scholarship. So even if my parents, who again were amazing, super supportive, like it was like, well, I'm paying for it, so it's kind of okay, like, if I'm gonna do what I want. But while I was doing theater, it's really exclusive. I love it. I love this field, and obviously I've dedicated my entire life to it. But there's this idea that only certain people can participate, or only certain stories are valid, and that's, in my opinion, that's wrong. We're all human beings. We all have stories, and we all should be able to share them. And so, definitely when I was in college, there weren't that many shows that were about like who I was, my family, or history. And there were some that were, and those were the ones obviously that I was drawn to. Like I did a lot of Chicano theater in college because there was one professor of color at that time, and he did such work, and I was always drawn to that because I thought that was really important, that other stories other than Shakespeare, like I teach theater history. I don't teach Shakespeare in my theater history. You'll find him somewhere else, and I think there were plenty of other people in the world that did fantastic stuff, and he just happened to be at the right place at the right time with a lot of money behind him. And so now that I'm in a position of, and I not even power, but like I'm a professor, I'm the director of theater, I do feel it's my responsibility to shift what's in just that canon of theater. And I think the world is taking that shift too, just because why do only certain stories get like they're told over and over, and so many people are excluded. And again, I think because I went through that, and I know what it was like, and I know what that felt like to love something so much and feel that I couldn't be a part of it, that I refuse to let my students go through that.
Right. Oh, that's so amazing, because as you wrap that up, Janae typed representation, and that was one of the big things that we talked about.
100%, Janae.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So real quick, I'm gonna go make another drink, but I have a question for you, and I want you to go as in depth as humanly possible. But Jerome asked, why didn't you run for political office? Because everyone thought that was your trajectory. Everyone thought,
why?
and
I'm
even
not a liar.
And no. Okay, no. So I can understand why you would think that, but even hearing you talk right now, there's so much passion and conviction for representation and for equity and for justice. I mean, I didn't think you had that trajectory. I think because I knew you, through the context of theater, and we were in the theater department at UTEP, so I never pictured you as a politician. But now that they mention it, it kind of makes sense. Like hearing your conviction and your passion, like.
Yeah, I think if politics and democracy worked in the way that we imagine that it does, sure, but it doesn't. I think it's sadly, and I know people are like, oh, you can change it, or and I think right now the system that we have, it's about who you know, the money you have, and those connections that you can make. And I don't like to schmooze. Like I hate that. I think it's disgusting. Like when we have like events like that, I'm like, oh, let me just have a drink and then I'll talk to you about something. Like it's nerve wracking. And I don't want to fake it. Like I don't want to pretend to be interested in something just because I'm hoping that person is going to value me. Because again, I was like, we should be valued regardless. So no, Jerome, you do it.
Yeah.
You do it, Jerome. You were like student council president. You do it.
Yeah, he says.
But
yes,
I feel like
exactly.
I try and enact change in different ways.
Oh, okay, yeah,
like through my art. Like this is the one way I can do it, and we've gotten a lot of backlash. Like there've been some people, I've gotten emails that tell me this is America, and that we should be speaking English, or that I'm not servicing my students properly, and I was like, this is my job, is to provide them a different perspective. Like you'll get Shakespeare, I promise, you'll get it.
Yeah,
it'll happen. You'll get the Mammets and the Shepherds. Like it'll happen. But these other artists that have not been at the right place or the right time or had anyone advocate for them, like they need to learn this work. So yeah, I've received a lot of flack for it. But I think I'm also at a point, especially after, if we want to call it the election, like I'm done. Like I think I used to be much more of a people pleaser, and I'm not as much anymore. I'm still going to be nice and respectful as much as possible, but I'm also like, shut it. Like, who are you? And I think maybe that's the one positive thing for me personally that came out of that election, that I'm just even more invigorated to like tell people to shut their face when they're saying things that are not appropriate or racist or bigoted or whatever it might be.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. Here's the deal. I want to keep talking. I don't know. Do you have big plans? Do you want to keep talking?
No, my husband went to pick up dinner, so I'm doing nothing but drinking and talking.
Okay. Everyone in the chat who's been with us for the past hour and a half, I really appreciate it. And I think Adriana is having Audrey. I don't know. What do you go by? Adriana? Are you
Adriana?
Adriana.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can talk about that too if you want to.
Oh shit. Okay, so tell us that story, but also type your questions in the chat, because George has got to go use the little boy's room like a motherfucker. Oh my God. I was sitting there smiling for like the past 10 minutes. Like, how do I figure this out? Like a politician. Yeah. All right. So ask your questions. She's going to be here for a Q&A. She's going to answer all of them. I'm going to be back in 3 minutes or less. Oh my God. I'm bursting. All right. Oh my God.
Yikes. This is a lot of pressure. But I see... Janae, yes, I got to say your mom's name at graduation. That was so awesome. I hadn't seen her in so long, and I'm so sorry that she passed, but I was so glad to be a part of that moment, at least in a little way. I don't know if there's any other questions. Okay, Kelly. Bye, Kelly. I love you. I know we don't get to connect very much, but you were in that quinceañera picture. Aww. Jerome, well, then you run. I know we did community scholars, but I think you would do much better. So you just need to run for office. I'll be in the backgrounds and your campaign manager or something. But no, I don't know. I don't like the way politics are run. I think you put a lot at stake. You really open your family and such to things, and that's just not something that I'm willing to do. So you have to do it, Jerome. That's all the questions. This is awkward. My proudest achievement post high school. I feel like surviving New York. Just because since I grew up here, I went to college here. Like I always had a lot of support, and getting my master's up there, I think, and with it was hard, and it was different, and I was in a new institution, and I didn't know anybody there. Um, and so I think surviving that and like making it out in one piece, I think for me was a good accomplishment because I felt like I can do this. I felt like I had those independent moments, and that I could do it. So yeah, for me, I think that was it. I like that it's Audrey Janae. I'm not sure what that means, but with Audrey, so my name's Adriana, right? And my grandma used to call me Adri, and that kind of translated into Audrey. And I made it easier for other people to say my name, and I think that's something that I don't always think it's a good thing, because my name, my parents gave it to me for a reason, and I love it. And it's still misspelled constantly. But it's like, why do I have to make it easier for people? I'm supposed to know like Tchaikovsky, Schwarzenegger, right? I have to know those words. It's expected of me. So I think it's that making that effort of saying someone's name correctly. So I think definitely in college is when I was like, no, it's Adriana, like Audrey, and my sister still call me that. My mom calls me that sometimes, but it grew out of Adri from my grandma. But I really utilize it to make it easier on other people, which I don't always think is fair. And I think a lot of times as an educator, if we don't even say their names, right? Like, how are we supposed to connect with them in any other way? So, okay. George, come back, save me.
Oh shit, I've been back. Okay, yeah, my bad. So yeah, that was really cool. I didn't realize that's why you went back to Adriana. But there was something here about. Did you see Janae said that you read her mom's name?
I did. I got to see her. So when we had in-person graduations, I read the names at graduation, and so like people always come and check in first, and so you practice their name. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it's Mrs. Green. So it was wonderful to see her, and then that's just another moment that really trying to say someone's name correctly is really important. Like that's like their one moment of these huge achievements. Their family is there. And so it was just an amazing thing, because then I think Janae even posted something after that, like, oh, like they said my mom's name right, and then it was me. So that was a nice way to have that circle.
Oh yeah,
together.
For sure. Yeah, because even Margie had talked about orchestra, like teaching the daughter of her orchestra teacher.
Oh yeah.
And then having two of her students go on and teach, and so I just feel like it's so awesome how small and interconnected our lives are in El Paso. So I kind of want to ask you, without missing a beat, oh my God, it's like he does this for
a living or something.
It's like he's pretty good at this. What do you think about the future of El Paso? Like, do you feel it growing into a much bigger city? Do you feel like the small town mentality is going to eventually dissipate?
I mean, I think it's definitely growing. And I think what's spurring a lot of that growth, and I think it's a lot of creative growth too, is a lot of people who have come back. And I think that's wonderful, whether it was for, financial reasons or they saw potential in this space. I really see that. I don't know if the small town mentality should go. Like, I love this. Like, look, I'm wearing an El Paso shirt. I have like 20 of, not this style, but like I have so many El Paso shirts. I love this community. I think it has so much potential, but I think part of that is because it does have that small town feel. I mean, just the example of when I went to 6th grade and I didn't know anybody at Terrace Hills, and I felt like I had BFFs in a week. Like that to me says something. And we were all really different. Like if you looked at our GT class, like we were just a bunch of weirdos, but it was a lot of different weirdos. But we all just cared about each other. Like we were so nice. I mean, granted, yes, you would pull Janae's hair or whatever, other things you did. But we were really good to each other. And I think maybe that's part of it. Maybe that is that small town. And I love that about this community. Like I have never felt unsafe. No, I'm a liar. I've never felt unsafe here except for one time when the fool, I can't give him the name, came to this city, and I went to an anti.
Oh,
rally.
Okay.
And that's the one time that I have ever felt unsafe here. And we've left clubs late at night, walk to your car by yourself. No, that was the one time, because as I'm walking, because it was me, I think my sister, My cousin, my dad even went because he hates him. Oh my gosh. Like my dad has his like poster. That says a lot, like for my dad to go to a rally. And like as we're walking, like you see all these people in their MAGA hats. Like it was so disheartening because as I'm walking, because we had to park far because his event was happening at the same time. So there was a lot of mess in that area. And I was like, wow, like as I'm walking down this space, I think my sign said like no walls or something like that. And I was like, people that are looking at me think that I am less than them. And that's a really ugly feeling in my hometown. And so I think it says a lot that it was an outsider who created that. It wasn't my community, it was an outsider. And then after August 3rd happened, which, was a racist terrorist attack on a community, from someone who had hours to rethink their decision and still continued and said, hey, I don't like brown people, so I'm going to kill them. And I think the way that the community came together, I don't think we solved anything by any means, but I think the way that we loved each other and still do during this time, I think it speaks volumes about this community. And so I don't want that lost. Like I like the big stuff, but I'm also too about like supporting local. I think that's important. Like I think Margie said like Rulies, like go to Rulies all, we pick up Rulies all the time.
Yeah,
or Cray. Yeah, like my husband right now went to pick up Kiki's for dinner. So we're, because I think that's really important and it's good. And that you're supporting people that, we're probably going to support you later. Like it's a really nice symbiotic relationship. So I don't know if I answered your question. I mean, I think we're growing. I think the opportunities are growing. I think definitely the art scene, whether it's visual or performing, is growing. But I do love that smaller town mentality, because I think that reminds us that we are in this together. So I don't want to lose it.
Yeah. Well, I think you did, because you also mentioned symbiotic. So in order for a city to grow, as far as scale is concerned, in order for the arts to grow, it also has to grow on a much more mainstream level.
People they need money to do
yeah money.
Absolutely.
Yes. Money to fund the arts and to fund these local endeavors need to come from somewhere. So like if you look at Austin, how their local scene has thrived, well, like no one talks about how Dell is headquartered there, and how I don't know how many what the percentage of people who work for Dell is, but it's the same thing with South Korea. Like you look at Samsung and Hyundai, like they basically keep that country alive. And I'm not like, I'm oversimplifying, but essentially like all the arts and everything that come out of that country are because of all the money that's going in there from these businesses.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so like you're saying with El Paso, yeah, you're going to have to get a lot more Targets in the Northeast. I see you, Margarita.
I like Target. I'm not opposed. I have my red card. I like saving my 5%.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, does it really count? I'm like, yeah, I saved 2 cents. Go me.
It doesn't really count. Yeah. And so in order to get arts and things moving from the grassroots level, you're going to need to have a lot of industry and all these major things going on. But it's so funny that people were talking about like names. Everyone was talking about how people mispronounce names and stuff like that. Because I remember when Luis came into this project initially, I was like, is it Luis or Louis? And he was like, it's Luis, bro. Like, get that shit right. And then even Sonia Gonzalez is talking.
Sonia, Janae,
Jana Green. Yeah, she's talking about that. And it's so funny because I can't remember when my mom met Jerome, but she will always forever call him Jerome. She'll always say Jerome, yeah. And like phonetically, it makes sense, right? But it's just so funny. She's like, how is it Janae Jerome? And I'm just like, who the fuck? Oh, yeah, Jerome. Yeah. It always cracks me up. But that's so funny that you talk about all these local places, because I don't know what it is where they kind of take it for granted that they're local and they don't be better. Like they don't like improve, they don't get better. It's like, well, we're local, so we're just gonna keep doing what we always do. So would you ever be interested in opening a local business, maybe even a small local theater in El Paso?
I had thought of that. I'm sure I had these ideas of that. So when I went to New York, my program was in performing arts administration, which is the business side of the arts. And so I'm sure I thought like, oh, I want to open my own theater. But then because I took like lots of business classes where I was like, I don't understand anything. Like it was, I'm really glad that I have like the razzle dazzle because that's how I passed those business classes. Because otherwise I was like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, because I was taking classes with people who are like actually in business, and I was like, I don't know. But the amount of money that it takes to sustain is insane. And I'm someone
Wait,
like,
did you just rhyme?
Did I?
The amount of money
That it takes to sustain is insane. There we go.
is insane.
Yes,
Yeah.
Go me. But I was like, as selfish and as ridiculous as it sounds, like I need health insurance. You know, that is important to me. And I live in a country where you don't get that, you know, and you got to pay for it. And so, you know, I think I made a safer choice, but still trying to make, change within that. Because I think it would be beautiful and wonderful. And I remember a friend of mine years ago, we had even started looking at some spaces, but like the rent, it was just, I was like, how is this going to be possible? Like, I feel like you have to start with a lot of money, and I don't have that in order to make that happen. So I think it would be amazing. But those business classes really like traumatized me from doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty eye opening, like how much overhead goes.
How much it takes. Yeah. And
That's
I need insurance, and like my child needs insurance. Like we need those things. I mean, I think if we lived in a different country where those things are, you know, offered to the citizens as they should be, it would be a really different conversation.
Yeah, much more guaranteed than
yeah.
That. Oh shit! Look at Jerome. He's saying it's the bourbon. What's the bourbon?
My rhyming. Yes.
Oh, nice. You're okay. Yeah, you're rhyming. Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't know what he was talking about, and I'm over here sipping on my orange juice. That was so okay. So it's so weird because like I said, with this project, different things happen. So I first interviewed the first 99 time capsule was Enrique Irigoyen.
Yeah,
and
Henry.
I was hoping he'd chime in this chat, but then Diego Soto, and then Janae, and then so like slowly started compounding, and I started figuring out different things, and then obviously with the for reals, bringing that in. Let me bring that in. For reals. Here, I changed the picture.
Awesome,
for reals. Yes. Yeah, so bringing that in has here we go. There, yeah, so bringing that in has been super super fun. But I also didn't take into account how much water I had been drinking in preparation. Like I drank this whole thing of water.
You gotta hydrate. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I drank all that orange juice earlier, and then it's just like, I want to keep this going, but I am about to straight up embarrass myself on live Facebook. So yeah, Luis Chine, he said wink orange juice. Yeah, bro, I told you my students might be watching. Hold on, let me do one more thing real quick. Here we go. Nope, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. There we go.
What are you doing? With my baby legs over the hurdles.
For real. Yeah, so now I'm super excited about that segment. I think it's going to be super awesome.
Well, I'm glad I was your guinea pig.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out.
Thank you for that.
Do what I can. I do what I can.
Yeah. All right, so we talked a lot about a lot of things and a lot about not a lot of things. And so do you have any questions? While I scramble to think of more questions to think of.
I'm trying to think. This was supposed to be on you, George.
Yeah, I know. So that's why
but this has been wonderful. And I think it's a great project because it's been nice to hear other people. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't stop listening to like when Janae and Sonny, I was like, you know, we were so close, and I'm sad that we're not anymore, but like just all of these memories that we shared, and so many that they said, I was like, I remember that. Like these things were ingrained, you know, and we're a little bit older, we're mature, you know, so a lot of life has happened between that. And the fact that I can remember those things, you know, they obviously had an impact. So I think that's beautiful. And I think we probably wouldn't have connected if it wasn't for you. And I thank you for that. I think that's great.
Yeah. Okay, so it's so funny because you had talked about Sonia and Janae specifically. So Janae had an incredible memory, and she recounted like minute details of like what teachers were wearing on specific days and all this crazy shit. And then Sonia was like, I don't remember. But here are a bunch of photos. It's like blam. And I was like, so it's amazing what different friends bring to different memories.
Mhm.
Oh shit, I had such a great question. I was like right there. Henry's
Sorry.
gonna be so pissed. Okay, so Henry is he's weird, but he's been like a great confidant in this in this endeavor, and especially with
Yeah.
comedy. So like I think it was like 2011 or 2012, we had reconnected coming back from Korea, because I lived in Korea and then I came back to visit. And then so we reconnected, and then when I moved back here, I started doing stand-up comedy. He would go to all the shows, and he would give me advice on all these different things. And then so like even now when we're doing this project, he'll be like, hey, you should ask this question and you should ask that question. Like I should have a list of questions, and then like I should go through it. But I was like, that's not the fun in doing this. It's like the spontaneity of like a certain memory triggering a certain thing. And then
Absolutely,
like I'll
yeah.
ask you about like being a like, why aren't you the president yet? And then you'll be like, well, because I, like all this stuff. And then so like it'll trigger certain things. And like this whole time I've been rambling and scrambling trying to remember that specific question that I wanted to ask, but I cannot for the life of me because of this orange juice.
That's
Oh my
right.
God. Let's look at the chat. Okay, so Luis Chanea says OJ's wiping the memories. Yes, 100%. Oh, okay. So Margarita, she had mentioned that her to Margie is very similar to you and Audrey.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So yeah, that there's power in the name. Janae, power in the name. I said that like we're in a
You're gonna put on
Pentecostal
a t-shirt
church.
right there.
There's power in the name of the Lord. I slay you in the name of the Lord. I'm so glad that my friends haven't become like radical conservatives. It's so refreshing. It is kind of weird, huh?
It's wonderful, but there are some people that we went. And why am I whispering? This is ridiculous. I'm whispering like no one can hear me.
Hey, so there's like this crazy thing about this. Oh, so I remember my question. Okay, before I look at everyone's chat. So you had talked about us being like such good friends and having all these great memories. Do you think that can happen now in the smartphone era? Because I see a lot of people who are sitting in classrooms now just buried in their phones, in Pinterest and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok, whatever, and they're not enjoying the camaraderie between the people that are sitting next to them. So they're not fostering these memories. So here's my theory. They're creating deeper memories with a very select few people, and then everyone else gets instantly discarded. Whereas we have a lot of deep memories with good friends, but a lot more generalized memories. So I can remember seeing Luis Chinea in JROTC with some upperclassman named Desiree. I don't remember her last name, but like in the smartphone era, she wouldn't exist to me. So like, how do you feel about that juxtaposition?
Dun,
Damn, that's a
dun.
fucking good question. I'm gonna leave it on you
Right
while
there,
I
you
drink.
go. Have some more orange juice then. I think it's. I don't know. That's really tough because I think we're embedded in it. And I'm wondering though, I wouldn't be able to have these connections if I didn't have that technology. Like if we didn't have this and we had gone, our separate ways, if we want to call it that, after high school, college, whatever, would we have reconnected and have these new memories? Probably not. And I do think more connections now a little bit more superficial because we can now filter what we present, right? When we were younger, you were who you were, and that was it. And you went home and you were done. You came back the next day. Now, people can put their photos and they have all these filters. They don't look like that, or they don't believe those things, or whatever it might be. So I think it's more superficial because it's not even that person, and I do think that's sad because I think when we were, in middle school, we were ridiculous. Oh my gosh, we were ridiculous weirdos. Like for real, when I think, we were so, yes, I thought that I could jump hurdles. Because no one would really take a photo of it, right? And I wouldn't have to feel embarrassed about it. So I could be who I wanted to be. And I think that's so much harder now. I think because people can track those memories, I think people want to shape those memories, because they're afraid that those are going to last forever and they want to be seen in a certain light. As opposed to an art, I was like, oh my gosh, like in many ways, I'm very grateful that this technology was not around when we were younger. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, we were, yeah. So I don't know if I really answered that, but that's
No,
what I
you
think
did. You did, because it's funny because I've seen a lot of status updates with people saying that they wish that we had this technology when we were young, because then we would have captured so many more
Mm,
memories, but we would have been lost in whatever tech like app was the hottest at that time. So yeah, if we had the mentality that we had with the technology that we have, yeah, we would have captured a ton more memories, but we're taking ourselves out of the context of the times. And so
absolutely.
yeah, so like the Polaroid generation, like we cherish memories. It was like zzz, 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 zzz. Everyone
Yes.
pose, click.
Yes.
Oh fuck, I cut that dude out of the picture. Tough shit. Like
Oh well.
he will never be in that picture again, because I'm not gonna
Oh well.
waste another click, 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 zzz, and then capture him again.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
I 100% agree. Because I see a bunch of my students like on their smartphones, and I'm just like, you guys are missing out on
Yeah.
soaking everything here. Let's see. We had an actor studio question. What's your favorite curse word? What's your favorite cuss word?
I don't know that because I don't curse often. I don't know. Like I like to tell people to shut their face a lot, and sometimes I feel like I said that to like my boss. Like I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I don't really curse that much. I
Son
think
of a
also because I have no,
son of a bitch.
it's not really for me. Because then I'm like, oh, then you're disparaging the mother. Okay, come on. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
about the person; it's about their mother. That makes me sad. So no, I don't think
Piece
I
of
really
shit.
do. I probably use that more with the person who
The person.
I just
Yeah.
can't even give them. It's just like it makes
Yeah.
me want to vomit. Like it's
I
just
get it.
he's
Yeah.
so such trash. I'm sorry.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. And it's so
Yeah.
funny because my whole deal is that I don't really care what happens either way, because I feel like the country would have devolved into the current state it is in now. But I really want Joe Biden to win so I can tell people, if you don't like it, move. That's it. It's like, oh, Biden's president. If you don't like it, you can move. Go ahead and move. That's it. Just because we've had to put up with that idiotic rhetoric for 4 years, like that's all I want to
Right.
say. I just want to look someone in the eyes and just say, you don't like it? You can go ahead and move. And then, yeah, holy shit, your
Yeah.
light just got brighter. What was up with
Yeah,
that?
magic because it's raining and so it's kind of dark and I was like I couldn't see because I'm an old
Oh,
lady and I was like I have my glasses.
oh, you made
So
it brighter?
yeah,
Oh shit. Okay.
technology.
Yeah. No, I thought
There
you
we
had.
go. Sifting the memory. There
Oh
we go.
damn, that was insane.
See,
Okay.
but I don't know if the country would have gone this way. I think that he's given people a platform where they feel entitled and empowered to say. So in one way, I'm it's a little bit like, oh, like you are a racist. Okay, like now we're clear. Now it's out there. But I just think this level of entitlement, and it's from so many people who, for whatever reason, feel that they didn't get to fulfill their dream, and it's my fault that didn't happen. It's like, oh no, that's on you. Like that's on you. So I don't know. I think he's definitely given people a platform to do it where people feel that they're right, right? Because if the person in the highest position can do so, then why can't I? He's serving as a model for that. So I don't know if we would have gone this far
Okay.
in terms of like this trash that we're in.
Okay. And I can see that. I can see a lot of the like the smaller like empowerment, like feeling empowered and being able to vocalize and to feel represented. Essentially, we're talking about representation. They feel represented. But I feel like George Floyd was gonna happen no matter what, and the pandemic was gonna
Sure.
happen no matter what. And so essentially, if this had been under a Democratic president, I feel like the backlash wouldn't have been as volatile. I feel like the main reason
Yes.
why it was so explosive was because we felt like we were being attacked for 3 or 4 years. I guess 3 years. And so
Right.
whenever it happened, we felt like we needed to respond in kind. Whereas if we were under a Democratic president, we wouldn't have, like, they would have been silenced a lot more. And so the combustion wouldn't have been as explosive. So in that regard, I feel like it would have been a little bit different. But essentially, I feel like because there were no distractions, because all the sports games. Yeah, that's right, Janae. Because all the sports games were canceled. All the movies were canceled. I mean, Hollywood was shut down. There were no
Yeah.
distractions. Like as soon as George Floyd would have happened under a Democratic president, I feel like the rioting and the protesting would have been the same. So, in that regard, I feel like he's no different than if Hillary were in power.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maybe, like I said, it wouldn't have been as volatile. So,
Right.
so what
But
do you
I
think?
do think that someone else in power, whether it was Hillary or Bernie Sanders, whomever, at least could have been a human being
Yeah.
and like responded with empathy. And I think
Yeah.
that's, you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the greatest problems is there's just this lack of empathy where, you know, people are being murdered or are facing oppression and these injustices. And it's like, cool. But then when a 17-year-old terrorist can go and shoot people, like cross state lines, you know, and shoot people, it's like, well, that's probably just a good human being. Like, that's insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, as people, this leader, you look to them and you want them to provide some sort of comfort or something. Like, it's crazy when I see, and I get so sad when I see, you know, President Obama do a speech and it's like, oh, like we went from this, like someone who could use words and like have empathy, and then we go to this. It's heartbreaking. Like it's
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no.
accordion man, huge. It's gonna be huge, and then everything we're gonna
Oh.
do is gonna be huge. Yeah, no, I get you, and I fully understand what you're saying. That's very insightful. I appreciate that, man. So, what do you think about the future? Do you if you had predictions either way? I mean, I know it's
I
too
don't
early
know.
to tell.
Well, you know, because I feel like in 2016, I really didn't think I didn't think he was going to win. Like, I genuinely did not believe it. And obviously I was wrong. I mean, he didn't win the popular vote, but I mean, he won within the system that we have. And that shocked me. Like, I really thought, like, I remember we were, you know, in our old house. Like, I was ready to celebrate. You know, I have a daughter. We're like, oh, it's the first female. But like, it was just going to be this moment for me. And then, you know, we're watching it, and I'm like, what? Like, I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And like, my husband, like, you know, he's like looking up. He's like, oh my gosh, like, it's gonna. And I'm like, no, like, it's not. I was just like, to him, I'm like, shut your face. Like, it's not happening. And then it happened, and I remember I went to sleep so sad because I thought this is the world that my daughter is going to grow up in. That millions of people thought that someone like that is a good choice. I mean, in any context, I'm like, unless you are an able-bodied, rich white man, he has disparaged everyone else. Everyone. And I was like, this is craziness. And then, you know, people come out of the woodwork with their true feelings on Facebook. And a lot of times I thought like, oh, I shouldn't follow them or I shouldn't engage with them. Like my husband's always like, relax, like you shouldn't get yourself riled up. But I'm also, you know, I have to recognize that there are these people in this space because I can't be ignorant, because it's clear that people feel that I, as a brown woman, I'm not as valuable or as welcome in this space. And I need to know that I can't be ignorant and assume that I am. And so I have high hopes. I really do. But the fact that so many other things happened before even his nomination, and he still got it, and then he won. Like, that is mind-blowing to me. Like, it wasn't enough, you know, that we're, you know, paying off porn stars and he mocks the differently abled and he talks about grabbing women. Like, no, like all of that's fine. Like, and you know, the fact that he can say like he could shoot somebody and people would support him, I'm like, he's right. Like, he's 100% correct.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know what it would take. Like, I really don't. And then even if he did something, because I already feel he's already done all those bad things, like what could he do? And then people would still say like, oh, it was fake, or we're spinning it, or whatever it might be. So I think he has his core. And I'm hoping that maybe it's the people that were iffy that are going to maybe say, you know what, let's try something else. Like, this isn't working. Because look at the mess we're in. And so I do have high hopes, but I think I'm much more realistic because I felt so foolish after that last one. Because I was super excited. Like, we were ready to celebrate. And then I was like, okay, that I mean, that many millions of people thought that that was a good choice. It's mind blowing to me. It still is. And then when I still, and I'm referencing here because my phone's over here, when I see people post stuff, I'm like, what are you saying? Like, how do you do this? So, so I'm hopeful, but I'm also realistic.
Okay. Yes. And I agree. So how do you interact with social media now with it being so divisive, and how it fuels the divisions, like the divisiveness, like it cuts right down the middle so perfectly. So do you find yourself on Facebook or social media more or less?
I think I'm on it more, which makes me sad because I feel like I need to be aware of what people are actually thinking and what they're actually saying and what they're willing to put on a public platform that other people can see. I was like, this is not just like your stream of consciousness in your brain. This is stuff that you're willing to like take the time to type and share. Like it's going to be there permanently. And so I think I'm on it more because I do feel like I was ignorant or in my bubble last time, because I would say most of my friends on social media have the same leanings as I do. And so I was like, oh, like we're safe, we're fine. And then obviously not. And so I feel like I'm on it more to kind of see that, to see what people are putting out there so that I'm aware. And then I think I'm a little bit more apt to comment or call people out on stuff. Just to be like, where did you get this? Or why are you saying that? Or how about you be open to new ideas? And it's not to start an argument, but to actually maybe get some insight as to what that thought process is doing. And it never changes. I mean, my husband's right. Like they're not going to change their mind. Like he's right.
Yeah.
But at least I feel like, well, if they have a voice and I have one too.
Yeah, well, and it's funny that you had mentioned that specifically, because I remember after George Floyd was murdered, I had posted something about, get ready, guys, because you're about to hear every despicable thing he's ever done in his life, because, it was time to smear his character. And I didn't really see that. But then I saw a bunch of people just come out and say the most horrible shit, but like on friends' timelines. So like someone would say something and they would say something ignorant. And I remember just going in there and just like the kid gloves are off. And I would just like straight up say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Can't you see my man is mourning right now? Like he's mourning for something that's greater than, that's not a family member, but he's mourning for something that's has a massive magnitude, in this country, effect. And like, can't you see that he's hurting? Like, why would you come in here with that shit? And it was so funny because like, I don't know, like 1 out of every 5 would be like, oh no, he's cool. Like, you don't have to go that hard at him. Like, he's cool. He's one of the good guys. I was like, why would he say that ignorant shit? And he's like, oh no. And then like, you could see like the guy backpedaling. And so I was like, oh my man. And I was just like, for once, like I felt like, going full bulldog on them was like, okay. But like, I remember doing that like 4 or 5 years ago. And I talked to like Janae about it too, like virtue signaling about being a Washington Redskins fan. And being like, well, you know what? You suck if you think, Redskins is racist. But, like that's one thing. But then like after, the murder of something like that, like George Floyd, that's another thing. So I kind of learned, how to pick my battles. So right now you feel like it's time for Adriana, Latin X, to take off the kid gloves, just go hard at it.
Yeah, and I mean, and I think it's also, and again, I really try and be respectful, because I don't think anger, even though I'm very angry, I don't think it's going to do anything. But it's also trying to make people like justify what they're saying. Like, if you're going to say that, okay, like then back it up. Like that's what I always tell my students. Like, you can, whatever we do, you can not like what we do, and that's totally fine. Like, I'm not asking you to like this play, but you got to back it up. Like, what is it about it you don't like it? Like, tell me. Back it up with something. And I think a lot of people who are putting information out there or their opinions out there, it's not based on anything except for hate. And to me, that's not valid. Like, if you're going to say something, especially, obviously it's personal to me when we're talking about immigration. My parents are immigrants. And so when people talk about that, it spikes something in me, because I'm like, no, you don't know that, and if you're putting false information out, someone might believe you. And that's the scary part. Someone might believe you, and then we're just going to further this narrative and it's not going to get us anywhere. And so, yeah, I just feel like people, if they're going to say something, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you need to back it up. And I think it's really frustrating when people put false narratives out there, because that's how it continues. That's how these falsehoods continue.
Oh no, 100%. It's so funny that you talk about like falsehoods and gaslighting, because I don't know if you've ever read the Cornerstone speech. I forget who. Yeah, the vice president of the Confederacy at the time. He was he received the nomination and he read this speech, but he also had given it before. And I finally took a look at it a couple weeks ago because, obviously we're never taught that in school. But the Cornerstone speech is basically that the founding fathers got it wrong, that the North is believing in this false ideology, but the true ideology is that the black man, or the Negro, is subordinate to the white man. That is the true ideology. What they believe and what they're propagating is false. And so like you just like see like 17th century, like 18th century gaslighting. Like it's like this is some OG gaslighting going on. Like he's straight up making them question their reality, and then to see it happen again, like to see it happen again in our political arena is just like, oh my God, this is mind blowing. So like I can't even figure out what's going on with this nonsense.
I know. And I think that's part of it. I think if you take power from people that way, right, by creating this chaos, by making us kind of question what avenues we should take, how we should address it, and that drains your energy of actually doing other work, right? Because you're consumed by all of this other stuff. Are you going to have time and energy to protest or to call your legislature? Are you going to have that time and energy? Probably not, because you're consumed with everything else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Man, I love it. I fucking love it. I love that I am friends with such smart and amazing and charismatic people who should be running for city, state, and federal government. You and Jerome, student body managers. We need Janae on that ticket. We need Sonia. We need Sonia Gonzalez. Sonia on that ticket. My man Mark Chardello, Luis, Kelly. It's so awesome where we came from back in 1999, because the one thing that I had talked about with Janae was, what did we do? Like, what did our generation do as far as like young blacks and, even minorities and other allies? What did we do? Like we listened to a lot of Master P. We listened to Limp Bizkit. I mean, what did we really, we got Obama in? But it's like, no, we demonstrated that our culture is viable, is economically viable, is financially viable. And now you see just the exploitation of it to the next level. The one thing that I noticed happen after the bubble, like as the pandemic started winding down, you saw Will and Jada with that whole, I forgot what was entanglements.
Yes, yeah. Entanglement. That's a great word.
And then you saw, I guess, Cardi B right now with WAP. And then you see just all these young black people providing all the distraction for everything's that's going on, because, black culture is powerful. And so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the future, with Latinx and with young black people.
Absolutely.
Man, it's so crazy because the whole time. All right, so it's weird because like I'm used to like streaming to like 3 or 4 people, and it like got up to 9 people, like 5 people at one point. And then my boy Eduardo Espinosa, he runs the most popular podcast in Mexico. And so it went up to like 200 at one point, but now there have consistently been 9 to 10 people in this fucking stream this whole time. And I'm like,
hanging out.
And I'm like, what's up, Andrus? Sound off. Where you at? 1999. And it's like, I've already gone to pee. Like, I'm good. But like, I can keep going. But it's just like, what the fuck do we talk about for another hour? No, we're not. Okay, wait, hold on. We got spinning rims. Oh, Janae said spinning rims. I agree. Spinning rims, wireless access points. That's what Luis. He's a computer nerd, so he knows what WAP really means. So I guess before we go, because it's so funny, because I feel like we could talk for another 3 or 4 hours. We could we can go pour some more bourbon. We can go pour some more orange juice, and we can just keep talking.
My daughter's taking care of the pets. We're fine.
I'm reading Charlotte's Web too. So when she came in and said that, I was like, oh my God, it's Fern. She's taking care of Wilbur. She's so sweet. Yeah, okay. But what I really love is obviously uh Jerome said, how did I pronounce WAP? WAP? Is that how it's pronounced? WAP? I don't know. That seems a little racist to me. I don't know.
Right.
Right. I want to say WAP. All right. But I love no technology, no recording, adult beverage interaction. So I really cannot wait for next summer when we all get together and just GT, just have fun. Adina has to be there and we have to eat gazpacho. We just want we have to have gazpacho. I don't know if her mom is still with us, but we still have to have gazpacho. And if she is, we need Mama Campbell's gazpacho.
Oh my gosh. And we will appreciate it this time.
We will
appreciate it.
We will appreciate
Our palates have grown. Yes.
the sophistication of bitter IPAs and gazpachos and fine bourbon, Kentucky bourbon. We will appreciate Adina, please.
Absolutely.
Oh, Janae just got another drink. Oh, where's my wife? I need another drink too. We need to do a Zoom. All right, Janae, since you're here with us, chilling and having fun in Houston, what would you like to, you know what I want to do? I want to bring, you know what would be so
Bring her
fun?
in.
Bring her in?
Bring him in. Yeah.
Janae.
Can she?
Yeah, let me
Or
message
other
her.
people?
Let me message her real quick.
Cool.
Cause she was on before, so oh yeah. Let me see.
And
if I can
Jerome.
Man, Jerome's a
His
bitch.
politicals.
All right, I've been trying to get Jerome on this show forever. I've been like, yo, Jerome, let's do it. And he's like, nah, man, nah. So you know what, Jerome? I don't know. I'm just being stupid right now. I didn't mean to
Sonia
call you.
too.
I didn't mean to
Sonia.
call you a bitch. I'm sorry, Jerome. You're hella cool.
Sonia just got a glass of wine.
Jerome. Oh, Sonia just got a glass of wine.
Yes,
Everyone's
please.
getting wine.
This would be magic. Like this would be magic.
This would be so mad. Okay, Sonia.
Yes.
All right, let me message you.
Hold on. Let me text my husband and bring me more bourbon.
All right, let's do it. Oh, Jerome says he's down. He's down to clown.
Do
Okay.
it.
All right, I'm so sorry, Jerome. Please, forgiveness, please. I shit on you for being a Redskins fan, and then I call you bitch. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I just sent you the password. Oh, I guess I should send you the Zoom ID.
This is so exciting.
It's gonna be weird because like I'm not set up on the technical end to have everyone in here. But let's see. Where's Sonia? Sonia, is she just got another glass of wine? Where you at, Sonia? What am I doing? Oh, his schedule is just very bad. Yeah, I get it, Jerome. I know. Oh, Jerome can't tonight. Luis is just like, what is going on?
Just bring everybody.
All right. Janae's gonna put some makeup on. She's gonna.
You don't even need it. You're gorgeous.
I know she didn't. She hasn't aged a day.
No,
All right.
at all. At all.
Let me see. Where's Sonia? All right. So Sonia and Jana, I just text you the password for the Zoom call. The ID, the room number is still the same from when we did it before. So if you need to reference that in your fucking things, then just do that. Oh my goodness.
Magic. Oh my gosh.
Oh, these fruit flies. I'm so sick of these fruit flies. You have no idea. There's so many fruit flies. It's driving me nuts. All right, let's see.
Who's coming in?
Who's coming in? No one so far. No one so far.
They just pretended. They're like, yeah, I'll join you.
Yeah, which we just wanted to watch. We didn't want to actually like participate.
Participate.
Like, what the fuck? That's so dumb. Okay, so that live video has ended. I don't know which live video it is. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go make some more orange juice.
Okay.
So we can hang out like some proper villains. Oh my god. Okay, so at least we got our episode done. I feel like a 2-hour episode is amazing.
That was awesome.
Yeah, to hang out and talk. But now we need to get some badass bitches up in here. We need to get this shit popping.
Okay, Sonia says I'm working on it. Okay, maybe that means she's coming in.
Yeah.
Cool.
I lost the video. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go back to my watermelon kimchi page. Did you get it? Did you get watermelon kimchi? A lot of people didn't get it.
Yes. Let me see, because I'm looking here on my phone. Because I was watching it because I had it on the side through there.
Oh, no, but I mean, you got what it meant, right?
What it meant?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Let me mute that shit.
I have some idea, but can you and make sure that I'm right? Because I don't want to say something that may not be fully sensitive.
So black people love watermelon?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But I just want to make it came from you and not from me.
It came from you and not from me. Yeah. And,
so, you know.
Yeah, Korean people love kimchi. So
exactly. Okay. I was pretty sure, but I was like, I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
That's funny. Frijoles? Con frijoles?
Okay.
All right, let me see. All right, so no one has attempted to join yet, and I'm trying
liars.
to get back.
All liars.
Yep. They want to talk a big game about getting wine, by getting wine and getting more drinks, because George wants to go get more drinks too. Like
that's right. That's right. I was like, I still got another 30 minutes before bedtime needs to happen for my little one.
Oh, Mimi's? It's the Mimi's?
Mimi's. The Mimi's. Oh.
Okay,
yeah.
So your parents live in the Northeast. You live in the Northeast.
They do?
I do. How often do you spend time with them?
Pre-pandemic, they would actually help watch my daughter.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, which was wonderful. Both my dad's retired, and so it was wonderful to have them. They would often pick her up from school, like if I had rehearsal or something, and then my husband, depending on who was getting off of work first, would be able to do that. But now that we're in the pandemic, we have some immunocompromised folks in our bubble, so we're really limiting our interactions. It's outside. It's only for a little while, and it's heartbreaking. But granted, they do, like every day, my daughter does a video call with them, and she teaches them something or performs for them or something. So that's been really hard because we used to see each other, at least during the week, like during the work week, like every day.
Damn.
But we're just trying to be as safe as we possibly can.
For sure.
Just because I feel like I don't know enough about how this thing works. And I'm not willing to take that chance on my parents.
Dang, was it on me the whole time? Oh my God, we didn't have you in there. Oh my God, I'm so dumb.
It's okay. You're beautiful. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm over here looking around trying to figure out what's going on with the thing.
I thought we were like just super cash. It's okay.
We're super cash. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice. Okay, because I can see it up there. All right. Donna. She said, ask about when you got Educator of the Year award.
She's so sweet. Just this last week, the Texas Educational Theater Association, notified me that I'd won the Educator of the Year for higher education.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Wow, okay. I mean, it's so weird because like you had that humble brag about being in every high school play that had ever existed, but then you don't talk about being Educator of the Year? But that's amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations. Holy shit.
Thanks.
Okay, so what is more important to you in your life's accomplishments? Being in every high school play that has ever existed? Or being Educator of the Year? What is more important?
But well, you know what? I wouldn't have gotten to this point had I not been in lots of plays in high school. I mean, that
no. Don't say lots of plays. In every play.
But you asked me what I was in high school. That's what I was in every play.
Oh my God. Like starring capacity,
No, for sure not. No.
Ah.
Like there was definitely some that I was, but definitely some that I was not. Like we did a musical. I don't sing, but I was there.
Okay.
Like I could enter and exit as I needed to, so I was in it.
You were one of the Jets who used to snap.
I was announced. Oh, right. What did we do? It was Leader of the Pack. Kelly was in that one too.
Yeah, she took off. Yeah. She had to take off. She said this was awesome. I think Janae is still putting on her makeup. Jana is still putting on her makeup.
Hi, Jana.
Hey, Jana
Jana.
and Sonia. Oh my God, we're gonna have so much fun. Oh my God. Okay, Luis is still here. Who else is
Who
still
else?
here? Jerome. But I don't think he can. I
He's
don't
just
think he can
listening
chat.
in.
Yeah, I think he's listening in. What is a good time for us to meet during the summer? Give us a nice range. June through August. Is only July good? Is June 26th through July? Because like we want to narrow it down for most of us, and then just be like, blam, this is when we're meeting.
Right.
Tough
I
shit.
mean,
But for those of you who live in El Paso, I mean,
yeah.
at any point.
Like I know on my end, like I don't work during the summers because I'm
Exactly.
on a 9-month. Yeah. So I would say June, July might be best. I know like I don't know who else, like Janae's an educator, but I think she's more administrator, so I don't know if she works all year.
Yeah, but she's in Houston.
Yeah. But I think people will come down for Peter Piper. Like that's, it's very classy.
Oh shit, hold on, all right, sorry. Yeah, I think everyone's down for Peter Piper. Hold on, Janae, it's the same ID. The ID has not changed. I just text you the new password. What's the link? It's here, hold on. Because as soon as she gets here, I'm gonna go make an adult beverage.
Okay.
Some
waiting
orange
for my refill
juice.
too.
Oh, you're still waiting on your refill?
Because I hear them. Yeah, I think that because we got a cat too. My daughter had wanted a cat, and we made this deal that she would have to earn cat coins for really good behavior, and she would have to purchase everything, like all the cat stuff, and she did it. So now we have a cat. So I think they're screaming over there, and this is a kitten, so we're still learning how to maneuver with the kitten, and the cat and the dog are not friends right now. So it's it's good times.
That's so funny.
This is what happens when you're in quarantine. When you're like can't go out. Like let's get a cat. Let's bring another live thing into our space. And try to keep it alive.
Yeah, that's what we
Let's
wanted to do too. So like I said, our school had been doing hybrid for 3 weeks, and then they went an additional 3 weeks to kind of gauge the situation because the governor had left it up to each individual district to decide what they wanted to do. And so our district decided to give it another 3 weeks. Oh shit. Another 3 weeks.